I get invited in by business owners in the IT space who are doing well, but they admit that sales can be a bit of a bottleneck to growth. They say, like, look, we're great when we get in front of people. Biggest challenge in our market is getting in front of people, kicking the door down. Others have tried to eliminate this by working with salespeople, but they've been a bit reluctant or not motivated to pick up the phone and speak with decision makers. And a few have worked with agencies before who have just overpromised and underdelivered, and it's left a bit of a sour taste in their mouths. But I get the feeling you're probably going to tell me life's stress-free and there's not grey hair in sight, Robert.
Life is always stress-free, isn't it? Yeah. It depends how you swim. So what is it you're selling me, Joe?
Well, if I said I'm a stripper, I was selling myself. I'm a one-man band telephone prospector that helps address those things. Is it the case that new business is going great, or is it the case things could be improved?
Listen, we've got our own telesales team. I would say we have telesales for the free sides of our business,
Okay.
which is to do with. Could it be better? I'm sure it could always be better. Anyone that tells you it isn't is lying. So,
what would better look like to you, Robert, out of interest?
I have looked at agencies before. Problem with the agency is that we found that we weren't getting exclusivity, so we were paying for leads, which when we turned up, there was probably more people in there than you would traditionally see.
Got it. It sounds like you've been burnt, kind of overpromised, underdelivered.
Yeah. Yep, very much the case.
Because of this experience of working with a lot of charlatans, have you closed your mind to believing any one-man bands that could do this for you on an exclusivity basis?
No. I'm open-minded. Listen, to run a business, you've got to evolve and change. Things change. So, are you a one-man band? Because that's probably got more of an appeal to me than a big organisation.
Correct.
That's what you do. So you're looking. So to tell me about yourself, what your background is, and all of that. I'm kind of intrigued, and I'm impressed as well, Joe. So carry on.
Wow, I'm flattered. But yeah, if I said I sit in the room, I book qualified appointments by having conversations with the decision makers on the phone like this, asking them questions, understanding, and seeing if there's a fit. Let me ask you this, Robert. A couple of questions for you. You say you've got an internal team. Is there any reason why you couldn't just hire more people to do it for you as opposed to looking externally?
Well, we have considered that. Yes, we have considered that, and that is not off the table. So, we'd always, but unfortunately, people for the drive for telesales is very, very limited.
What do you mean by that? Limited drive for telesales?
Not a lot of people want to do telesales.
Okay. So just to understand, you're at a stage where you've got an outbound telephone prospecting team, but sometimes they can be challenging to find the right people who have the tenacity to pick up the phone, to want to solicit new business. You've spoke to agencies before, but maybe haven't been convinced that they'd be able to do it for you. And you're not against the idea of hiring, but you're also not against the idea of outsourcing it if you did genuinely believe someone could do it.
Yeah.
Got it. I mean, Robert, look, like I say, I don't know enough about your business yet to say I definitely can help you, but what I do is I pick up the phone every day, have conversations on behalf of my prospects to try and solicit new business. Would you be against an exploratory conversation to see if we could work together?
I'm more right. So tell me about you. Is it you doing it on your own, or are you part of a business, or what is it? You tell me, Joe, who you are and how that works.
If I told you I'm a one-man band, I'd sit in the room, sit in my office, have conversations for my clients and like this, and yeah, it's just me, myself, and I. What would you say if I told you that? Does that put you off, or would you prefer me to pass you to someone else?
No, I'd prefer that.
Got it. I mean, I appreciate we're on the phone. This is a kind of an introductory cold call. Would you be against sitting down 30, 45 minutes? We can chew some fat about this and see if we can work
Yeah.
together, or we can end it there after that.
I will. I think it might be worth having an exploratory conversation with you.
Cool.
Yeah, let's have a chat.
Let's do it.
I'm more than big on that.
Cool. What...
But you're not looking for permanent, no?
Permanent is in a job.
Yeah.
Are you trying to hire me, or?
I'm just asking the questions because I know Wendy's going to maybe say the same. So I'm just asking.
Unfortunately not. No.
Okay.
I left employment to do this a few years back, and it's gone a lot better than anticipated. So I think I'm unemployable now, Robert, unfortunately.
Okay. I don't ask the questions like you ask the questions.
It's smart.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Let me do that. So fire me over, and then I can go from there.
Bro.
Joe, is that cool?
Yeah, we'll drop you an email in the next 5 minutes, and yeah, we can go from there.
Yes. Lovely. Joe, listen, thank you for the call.
Good
All right,
speaking.
you take care.
Wish you well.
Cheers now. Bye-bye.
Speaking.
You're probably going to hate me for this. It's actually a sales call. I'm not sure if you want to hang up or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
Well, given the fact I'm a salesperson, I better give you 30 seconds, haven't I?
Yeah, 30 seconds. If it's not relevant or if you have any tips, let me know. So I'm a telephone prospector. I get invited in by busy owners who are doing well but have a few concerns on the new business side of things. Some say they have the capability to do it themselves, go out there and speak to people, get meetings in the diary, but they can never really find the time to do so as they're busy servicing customers. Others have just worked with agencies who have overpromised and underdelivered. And a few have hired salespeople who have been a bit reluctant or not motivated to pick up the phone and speak to decision makers. But you're probably going to tell me you don't relate to or recognise any of those, I get the feeling.
But look, I guess my first question for you is, do you have any experience selling into healthcare, and if so, what?
When you say healthcare, what do you mean exactly?
Oh, I mean the NHS.
Okay. Have I ever sold into the NHS directly?
Yeah.
Can I ask, are you asking if I sold your specific service or if I've just sold into the public sector in general?
No, have you sold into healthcare products, services, NHS?
If I said yes, what would you say?
I'd like you to give more detail.
What detail would you like?
Tell them what you've sold.
Can I ask, are you hoping I've got experience or are you hoping I could bring a fresh perspective?
Of course. No, I'm hoping you have experience. Some days, I get these phone calls quite a lot, but I speak to no end of them, and very few have healthcare experience, and it is different. Selling into healthcare is not as easy as it is selling into private sector, particularly from a telephone perspective. So I would only really be interested in talking further with you if that's something you have experience on. You can explain to me, how you do it, what success you've had, and those sort of things. And there's a possibility, I might have work for you in the future, or I may be able to recommend you to some of the people I consult with.
I'm just trying to think how much detail to go into on this cold call. Are you against setting up a call to discuss this?
No. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little. The only reason I say a little reluctant is because it gives you time to kind of really think about how you're going to respond. One, your honest answer. It sounds like you've almost sold finance solutions. Have you done anything with clinical? Have you tried to reach clinicians before?
No, and I'd rather not, to be honest. Is that your speciality?
Yeah.
So can I ask you, Scott, so even if you genuinely believed I could hold a conversation on the phone and genuinely believed I could help get meetings, are you telling me if I haven't worked with occupational therapists and clinical people directly,
I said clinical. Yeah, if you don't have a process that knowingly works to get hold of clinicians and don't understand how to do that, then no, I wouldn't want to work with you. If it's something you have done and know how to do, then yes, it is. What I'm not prepared to do, and I've done this a few times with people, is I'm paying people to learn, and that's not the stage I'm at as a company, or the other companies I consult with are in either. Generally speaking, cold calling doesn't work that well. It's not impossible, but it does require a different, not a different set of skills as such, a different process.
to those that people that normally do cold calling are used to.
Okay, are
And
you telling me even if
it's
it's for business purposes, you can't engage with them over the phone?
you just have to be careful how you've got hold of the numbers and demonstrate the numbers were legitimately provided for them to receive a cold call, in the way that you would want to.
Yep. Well, cards on the table. I haven't called into this specific speciality of clinical healthcare, so I guess it's over.
Probably, yes. And again, I just speak from experience. I'm going to say definitely. And if there's something you get yourself experienced in going forward, please reach out to me.
Can I ask Dominic? Can I ask one question?
And lead. Yeah. Well, one more thing. Lead generation is always a difficult thing to do. One of the things I do like about what you said is salespeople are always to look at the phone and do the legwork to actually get that first phone call in. So that's definitely a true statement.
Can I ask Dominic, based on this conversation, the questions I've asked, the answers I've given, do you believe that my skill set would be suitable for the clinical healthcare space?
Yes, I think it would. You seem to have a whole conversation, but you need to develop the processes and demonstrate that you can do it, and make it worthwhile for somebody to engage with you. Because, like I said, it's clinicians you want to first talk to, and they are difficult to get hold of outside of the traditional setting. But if you can develop some processes that allow you to do that successfully, then there's a good market for you in there.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's pretend I could develop those processes and you saw something and you genuinely believe. Is there any reason you wouldn't invest 30, 45 minutes in a conversation to explore this?
Good Sandler question.
Thank you.
Yes, I would explore it further. Like I said, finding people like you who work in the healthcare space is quite a rare thing. There aren't many people that do it, because there's such a high failure rate, and such a lot of research has to go in to getting those calls set up. It isn't as easy, like I said, you find it in the private sector, but there is a need for people like you with those skills. I've tried it with companies in the US previously who led me to believe they know what they're doing, and wasted 3 months finding out they can't do it.
Yeah,
and that's what organisations can't afford to do. Yeah.
Have you got your calendar and we can chew some fat about this? What date you're looking at?
What you like Tuesday?
Tuesday, you could do 10 a.m. or 11 a.m.
Let's go for 10 a.m. Straight what your success rate looks like.
Sure, cool. Well, look forward to chewing some about that. All right.
And what was your name?
My name's Joe.
Joe, great to meet with you, Joe. I'll speak to you next week.
Oh, last thing, you're not going to hang up the phone and think, oh no, I've just arranged to meet with a telephone prospector, are you?
The things that you said have resonated, in particular the fact that salespeople do not like picking up the phone. Anyone doing outbound sales activity is always difficult.
Sure. All right. Well, good speaking, and we'll chat.
All right. No worries. You take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, hello. Is that George?
It is.
George, you're probably going to hate me for this. It's a dreaded sales call, Wednesday afternoon. Not sure if you want to hang up or let me have 30 seconds. I can hear the disappointment already.
Go on.
30 seconds. If it's not relevant, let me know. So I get invited in by business owners in the IT space who are growing nicely, but have a few challenges on the new business side of things. They say, look, we're great when we get in front of people, but it can often be a challenge to kick down the door, get new business meetings in the diary. Others have worked with agencies before who have overpromised and underdelivered, and it's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouths. And a few have just got sales guys who are perhaps a bit reluctant or not motivated to pick up the phone and knock on doors. But you're probably going to tell me, George, life's stress-free and you don't relate to or recognise any of those. I get the feeling.
Of course, it's completely stress-free.
Am I detecting sarcasm?
Just a little element of it.
A little element. Well, let me ask you this. Out of those three areas, which one maybe resonates with you? Is it not enough meetings in the diary? Is it worked with salespeople before? Is it worked with an agency you've done bad? What one resonates with you out of those, out of interest?
I think it's probably just the need. Once we're in front of people, we do pretty well, but it's getting in front of people.
Need to knock on doors. Got it. I've had my 30 seconds, George. Do you mind if I ask a few questions about that?
Of course.
So when you say the need to knock on doors, could you give me an example? Could you explain to me a little bit more about what that currently looks like to you?
Yes, it's the ability to once we get in front of people, we tend to do pretty well because we've got a good track record and a good history and a good good reference clients. But we are small, and therefore it is difficult for us to to get in front of the people that we would be making the decisions. So basically that's it.
That sounds like a bit of a rock and a hard place. Can I ask you this, George? What are you currently doing to knock on doors and get in front of people?
It's all done pretty much word of mouth. I reference clients. We've got some suppliers who recommend us because they like what we do, and we tend not to tread on their toes. So we've got it's fairly reasonably ad hoc at the minute.
Okay, and then out of interest, is that easy to make that quite reliable and predictable with referrals?
No, it's of course it's not.
Okay, and can I ask, how long have you been operating on almost the referrals and suppliers referring you in for?
Only 21 years.
Only 21 years? Well, it can't have done you
Yes.
too bad then, George, can it?
Well, no. Well, we've managed. We still feed the children, which is useful.
And can I ask, is there an appetite to grow or change things, or are you happy and content ticking along this way?
No, we're always interested in trying to grow.
Okay. So other than referrals, have you ever tried anything else in the past, or is it specifically just referrals and knocking? Have you ever done any outbound?
We have done some, but it's not for a few years. We tend to find it not terribly successful. It's difficult to get. It's difficult for people who aren't experts in the areas that we work in to be able to get over the value of the services we provide.
Okay. May I ask what happened when you have tried it before?
We just didn't get the results that we wanted. It's quite a long time ago, to be fair.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds quite frustrating. And can I ask, because of this not so good experience in the past, have you closed your mind to believing there is anyone out there who could potentially do it for you?
Not at all.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, George. Let's pretend I could help you. I don't know yet, but let's pretend I can help you and you saw something and you genuinely believed it. Is there any reason you wouldn't invest 30, 45 minutes in a conversation to explore this further?
No, I probably would. I'd want to pull in one of my other directors.
Sure.
And I'd probably want to kind of do a bit of research into you and those with whom you work, and just get a feel for what the capabilities are, and see how the fit went. Before we invested the time any further.
Sure. If I told you.
So if you would like
to
send me something.
Okay. Oh, go on. Sorry.
No. So I'm unfortunately tied by a call that's coming up.
Yep.
But I am interested in, you've managed to get me this far, so I would be interested, if you can tell me in a couple of minutes a wee bit about yourself, and then we can take it from there.
Sure. If I told you I'm a one-man band, this is what I do on behalf of my clients: have conversations about the problems they help people fix, and try and qualify them meetings for them. If I said that's what I do, what would you say, George?
Sounds interesting.
Okay. And let me ask you this. Do you believe that I could help you get in front of people if I handled conversations on your behalf in this manner?
It depends on your knowledge and understanding in the world of technology, and the ability to take that knowledge and understanding and get over what we do.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, is there any reason you wouldn't explore that further on a call? Could chew some fat, and if you don't like what you hear, we can just part way as friends.
Yeah, I'm interested. Happy to have a call.
Sure. Have you got your diary there?
I do, but I don't have my colleague's diary. Do me a favor, drop me an email with your details on it. I'll forward it to her. We'll have a look at our calendar and come back to you with some options. I know what you want to do, but I just can't do it today.
Yeah, no, of course not. Of course not. I've usually got a spidey sense when someone's telling me to go away and they don't want to speak, but it sounds like there is
No, I'm not.
some level of interest to have a chat here.
Yeah, we're a small company too.
Yep.
I'm always happy to have a conversation. You've got me interested this far. I tend to go very much on a gut feel, and yeah, I have a gut feel that it might be worth a conversation.
You have a gut feel it won't be worth a conversation? Did you say?
No, that it might be that it is worth a conversation.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. In this instance, Church, I'll send you an email. We can set some time up offline. Is that okay?
Yep.
What's the best email for you?
Dundee.
Yep. Got it. All right, George, my name's Joe. I go by Curious Idiot. I'll drop you some details. We can set up a time. Well, last thing from me, if I don't hear back from you, shall I assume it was a polite way of saying go away, or shall I assume it was the email got lost in the abyss?
I assume it got chewed up in by the mailbox demon.
Cool. All right, George, it's been a pleasure speaking. We'll catch up soon, and if I don't hear back from you, I'll drop you a call.
How did you come across me?
Well, if I told you I buy data and your company matches the ideal profile client of companies I work with, would that surprise you?
No, probably not. But it's just always interested in seeing where people come. Where are you based?
Where am I based? Have a guess. Where does the accent sound like it is?
Oh, southeast.
Oh, you sound like you hate people from the southeast.
No, not at all. My daughter's in the southeast.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I'm southeast. Yeah, Guildford.
Oh, okay. I was going to say Kent, but you're further around than that. So okay.
Brilliant.
This part of the world.
All right,
Guildford.
George. Well, look forward to speaking in the next few weeks, and yeah, we can have some chat, and we'll go from there.
Cool. All right. Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Hello, is that Tim?
It is, yes. How
Tim,
can I help?
It's Joe. You're probably going to hate me for this. It's a dreaded sales call. I can hear the disappointment. 30 seconds, if it's not relevant, you can let me know. Is that fair?
Yep. No bother. Absolutely.
So I work with business owners who have a couple of concerns on the new business piece of the puzzle. They're perhaps a bit frustrated that there's not quite enough new business meetings in the diary. They seem to come in peaks and troughs, ebbs and flows, and there's never really enough time in the day to prospect themselves. Others say they've maybe worked with lead gen agencies in the past and been massively over-promised and under-delivered, which has left a bit of a bad taste in their mouth. But you're probably going to tell me life's stress-free and there's not grey hair in sight.
Yeah, you got me.
I've got you. You're not going to die on me, Tim, are you?
No. I was coughing and spluttering. I like it.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Out of those two things I mentioned, which one resonates? Is it more not enough meetings, or is it worked with a crappy agency in the past?
Crappy agency, mate.
Crappy agency. Got it. I've had my 30 seconds. Do you mind if we speak for maybe 2 more minutes?
I'm just cooking this minute, mate, but I'm happy to pick this up at some point tomorrow if that suits you.
I can do. It sounds like you're a man of many talents. What's a good time to call you back tomorrow?
Let me just quickly look at my planner, Joe. It'll be 1 moment. Look, do you fancy doing 11:30?
11:30. Got it. And should we have a 5-minute chat on the phone and understand if it makes sense to speak further after that?
Yep, no bother at all.
Got it. And can I ask one thing
perfect.
before
Well, I look
you
forward
go?
to speaking tomorrow at 11:30. Just give us a call at your convenience.
Brilliant. And last thing, if I can't get hold of you at 11:30, shall I keep trying, or shall I assume you've blocked my number and never want to hear from me again?
No. I'll put it in my diary that second, so I'll answer the phone, mate.
All right, Tim. Speak then.
No bother at all. I look forward to catching
Enjoy your
up
dinner.
then. Thanks,
Thank
Joe.
you.
Have a good evening. Take care. Bye-bye.
James, it's Joe. You're probably going to hate me for this. It's a dreaded sales call. I'm not sure if you want to hang up or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
It depends what it's about, I suppose, Joe. What's it
It's
about?
a fair question. I'll summarise. If it's not relevant, let me know. So I get invited in by business owners of software companies who are doing well but have a couple of concerns on the new business piece of the puzzle. They say, like, look, we're great when we get in front of people. We could just do with more meetings in the diary on a week-to-week basis. Others have worked with agencies before who have just over-promised, sold them the dream and under-delivered, and it's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouths. But I get the feeling you're probably going to tell me you don't relate to or recognise any of those things.
I mean, I do recognise some of them, but I'd be interested to know where you're calling from. Is it an agency that you're calling from, or are you independent? Or
If I said I'm a one-man band, this is what I do for myself on behalf of my clients. Would that put you off?
no.
Okay.
Not necessarily.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Out of the couple of things I mentioned, which one resonated with you? Is it more of a quantity issue around the number of meetings in the diary, or is it you've worked with an agency before who overpromised and underdelivered? Which one resonates with you?
I think probably both of those things are true.
Both of those things are true. Cool. Okay. Well, could you tell me a little bit more about that? Could you give me an example of what you mean, what's happened before, and what your current setup is?
I think what we're finding it hard to do is to take our propositions to market. In a way where we're a consultancy which can offer quite a lot of different things within the realm of IT and data, and we integrate a number of different products and things like that. We're kind of and I think it's difficult to find. You can approach clients, but it's difficult to find what proposition is going to work for them, or it's difficult to identify the company to call who will have the interest in what we're doing.
Okay.
Is challenging. So I guess getting initial meetings is challenging, and initial meetings that then turn into the kind of thing we can help with.
Okay.
Okay.
It sounds like you've got so many great offerings. It's hard to kind of nail people down to one specific thing and target the right people.
Well, it's not quite that. It's more. It is almost that, but it's more like we solve so many different problems potentially for different clients, and they will all have different problems which we could potentially solve. But it's hard to obviously elicit. You can't sit someone down and say, "Tell me all your problems."
Yeah.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Opening the proverbial door and getting honesty out of people and say that. Yeah. What have you done to try and address this or get in front of these people to initiate these conversations in the past?
We've had some marketing efforts. Our marketing efforts haven't really worked. We have worked with salespeople in the past, but it didn't really particularly work. I think domain knowledge is quite difficult. Finding a salesperson who has the domain knowledge that we need is quite difficult. And maybe just aligning our propositions to something that's consumable is difficult. I mean, to be absolutely honest with you, it's not an area that it's an area where I'm wondering what the problem is. We seem to do the activity. I'm not sure if it's our messaging. I'm not sure if it's our targeting. I'm not sure if it's our approach. When we do find requirements that we can help with, when we have a sales qualified lead, we do often convert it. It's very hard to come by those sales qualified leads.
It sounds like you're great when you get in front of people. It's just a struggle to figure out what isn't resonating. Is it the fact that you've got so many different offerings and it's almost like casting too much of a wide net but not being specific enough? Or is it it's okay. How long has it been like this for, James?
Oh, about 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, we managed to get quite a lot of work through. I mean, we get work through referrals, and often when we get a client, it's a long-term sticky situation. So we end up working with people, increasing amounts of work over long periods of time, which is good. But it's just really hard to grow reliably.
Really hard to grow reliably.
And it's fine, but the clients we do have think we do a great job, and we often end up working. I mean, we've worked with some clients for 5-6 years, but breaking new accounts is quite difficult, and just finding those requirements. And I guess cold calling is sometimes I think quite a lot of it is relationship based, and I don't think we do a lot of maybe great relationship building or something like that. I'm not quite sure. I don't know what the problem is quite, but we're struggling to.
Can I ask a bit of a blunt question, James?
Sure.
Because of the fact you've been trying lots of different things, working with salespeople, marketing agencies, referrals have been the most reliable, but it's struggling to you're struggling to repeatably and predictably be able to get in front of people that is almost holding you back from growth. Have you given up in believing that there is anyone out there that could do this?
No, well, I mean, I think there are maybe a bit. I think I do find ourselves at a bit of a loss in terms of understanding how we can make a kind of reliable process around sales. And I'm wondering if it's a function of our business and the offerings that we have and how we go about it. I mean, there are other businesses that are successful in doing that, and we have had all the machinery in place to make a success of it in the past. So I'm wondering if it's something fundamental about the way we offer our solutions or the way we market them, or what. I don't know. I'm wondering if it's something a bit more fundamental.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few ideas. I don't know if it would work. I've worked with people before who have maybe been frustrated that their message or the people they're targeting, something's just not resonating, and they're struggling to get in front of people. And I mean, I don't know if I definitely can help you yet, but let's pretend I could, and you saw something. Would you be against an exploratory conversation? We could chew some fat around this and see if there's a way it can help.
What's your offering usually around? Is it, do you do cold calling, or what's the way you go about helping, basically?
Yeah, fair question. If I said this is what I do, I pick up the phone, have conversations with people about the problems they're having, and find out if there's an appetite for them to a level of motivation for them to fix their problems. I do that on behalf of my clients and for myself. If I said that's what I do, would that put you off? Would that be a deal breaker?
No, not necessarily.
All right, James. Well, look forward to speaking early December. Good luck with your busy stuff, and yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for calling.
No problem.
Bye.
Hello, is that? Can you hear me?
Yes, speaking.
It's Joe. You're probably going to hate me for this. It's a dreaded sales call. I'm not sure if you want to hang up or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
No, I've got to go. No,
I can hear the
kids thrown up
disappointment.
or something. Goldfish has died.
I've heard it
Go
all
on,
before. 30 seconds. If it's not relevant, let me know. Give me one of those excuses. So
Yeah, no worries.
we get invited in by business owners who are doing well, growing nicely. But if they're honest, they got a couple of concerns on the new business piece of the pie. They say, like, look, we're great when we get in front of people, but it can be challenging to initiate contact and get meetings in the diary. Others have just worked with agencies who have overpromised and underdelivered, and it's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouths. But you're probably going to tell me you don't relate to or recognise any of those. I get the feeling.
Well, tell me what context you're calling in, because I'm involved in a few companies. Was there one specific one where you went like, oh, I'm going to call the skeezer about this?
I get the sense you work in B2B. Is that correct? From what I understand.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Well, if I said I work across the IT and software space, what would you say if I told you that?
Yeah, okay. What, so you sell solutions into companies? Is that the...
Correct. I'm a one-man band. What I do, I pick up the phone, book meetings for my clients. Can I ask a few questions? See if it's worth us talking, or we can end it?
Yeah, no, go on. Well, let me give you some context first.
Please
so,
do.
I mean, where I'm at the moment, so I've got a B2B app, which establishing. I'm sort of in that space where we're sort of iterating quite a lot, quite heavily, and talking to users, we're getting sort of feedback in, people going like, this doesn't work, this sucks, can we have one of those? So, I'm not quite yet at the space where I sort of want to roll it out. I mean, very, very definitely sort of getting on the blower and having people do that for me, and me doing it a lot and going to trade shows and all that good stuff is very definitely in the plan. So what you've got to say is of interest to me. It's just I'm not going to tell you like, hey, this week, yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah.
Unless you've got a brilliant different idea.
Okay.
But so I'd be interested in what your offer is, also in how you work. So.
Okay. So from what I'm understanding, you haven't gone to market yet. You're iterating heavily, getting feedback from people, talking to users before launching to hopefully mass market. What is it you're hoping that you will be able to do that you're not currently doing when it comes to going to market?
Well, that's a good question. So, I mean, what do you mean in terms of rolling out sales and so on?
Correct.
Yeah, so I mean, I hope to be in that space where we're driving sales, we're doing all that sort of active sales stuff, but also to an extent that the tool sells itself. If it works well enough, as I envisage it, we might be in a space where people recommend it to their peers and say, "Hey, listen, this is a brilliant tool. You need to use it as well." But when we sort of push to roll out, that's very definitely sort of where we hope to be in terms of technical robustness. Solid offer, very definite value that we can articulate, some use cases that people can talk to. Reference points, what are they called? You've got people on your testimonials, I think that's what I might be looking for. So having all of that validation out, that's hopefully stuff that we have, so you've got us, or anyone that we pick for, sort of a sales partner, has got some solid basis of which to go and tackle some potential users with.
Okay. And then in simple terms, what is the problem that you're hoping to solve for people? Could you explain that to me in simple terms? Wow, I mean, by the sounds of it, Dan, you don't need a salesperson. You've just eloquently articulated it. Why don't you just do it yourself, save yourself some money?
Well, I'm not averse to it. I'm really happy to sort of, go and sell as much as possible. But the question for me is also capacity. Yeah, so thank you for your very kind words, and appreciate that that's a sales pitch in itself.
Okay. When you say capacity, what do you mean exactly? What do you mean by capacity?
Well, me being able to do enough calls in a day to sort of, because I'm going to be selfish as well, right? When we launch properly, I want to go out and crack market share. So we want to try and get as many users as possible. I mean, there's only so many calls you can do in a day. I know we can leverage sort of reach and publicity with social media, which is also part of our plan. But, having people sort of actually doing a call, maybe, sort of with me on trade shows, talking to users, that's the kind of stuff we want to be, fully on.
Okay, let me
Would you do that? I mean, if I said to you, look, here's a budget for a week, we're going to go hit a trade show in, I don't know, wherever, Birmingham, Manchester, Excel Centre or something, would you go, yeah, I'm up for that?
My question to you, Dan, would be, why would you want me to do it when you sold it to me so perfectly?
Well, if you've got a stand a stand with one person on it it's not as halfway as effective as a stand with two people on it, or three or four, people who are sort of confident enough to be out there selling.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, let me ask you this, Dan. Obviously, I don't know enough about your business, the way you work, but it sounds like you're working towards launching, going to market, acquiring customers, and then you're hoping it will snowball with referrals, testimonials, and being able to scream and having other people screaming and shouting on your behalf. Let's pretend I could help you get in front of people when it comes to the time of launching. Is there any reason you wouldn't invest 30 minutes in a conversation to explore this further?
There isn't any reason why I wouldn't do that, no.
Okay. Have you got your diary there?
I do have my diary here, yeah.
Okay. What date are you looking at? Yeah, Dan, so I will send this through to you now. It should pop up. Dan, on that call, I'm just going to have a number of questions for you. If by the end of it you don't believe I can help you, you wouldn't be uncomfortable telling me no. You seem like quite a straight-up guy.
Pretty much, yeah.
And likewise, I know I'm not for everyone. If by the end of it and the questions I ask, I'm not convinced I can help you, you wouldn't be upset if I told you no, would you?
I love this call. Not at all.
You love this call. Whilst I've got you there, just want to take a quick 20 seconds to plug my services. If you're a business owner and you're struggling to get enough meetings in your diary, or you've worked with agencies before who have been quite frustrating or aren't getting the results, DM me on this email here and we can have a chat, see if my services are right for you. Or if you're a salesperson and you're maybe getting stuck at certain points of your script, or you're lacking the confidence to pick up the phone and book meetings via the telephone, or you're just thinking about maybe considering going out, starting up your own lead generation services, drop me a DM on this email here and we can have a chat, see if my services can help. Well, then last thing from me, you're not going to hang up the phone and think, oh no, I've just arranged to meet with a telephone prospector, are you?
No, I like the what's the word? Schutzbar you've got. So
Schutzbar, I haven't
I've
heard that one
accepted
before.
your call. Isn't it? Oh, I think it's a Yiddish term for balls or boldness. You know.
I'll take
Love
it.
it.
I'll take it. That's the nicest thing anyone said to me this week, Dan. Did
Oh
that?
well, the week's still got a few days to run, mate. You've got a chance.
All right, Dan. Well, been good
Interesting.
speaking. Anything I haven't asked you that I should have that would be useful to know before the call?
Can't think of anything just now.
Good stuff. Well, look forward to speaking when the time comes.
Appreciate it, Joe. Look forward to it.
All the best.
And I mean that too. Yeah, take care, mate.
Thank you very much.
See ya. Bye.
Probably going to hate me for this. It's actually a sales call. I'm not sure if you want to hang up or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
Go on, what's it regarding?
30 seconds, let's see, Ben. So I get invited in by MDs of IT businesses who are doing well, get a lot of business from referrals. But if they're honest, new business can be one of their biggest bottlenecks to growth. They say, like, look, we're great when we get in front of people, but it's quite frustrating that maybe we're falling short with enough new business meetings in the diary. Others have worked with agencies before who have just overpromised and underdelivered, and it's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouths. But you're probably going to tell me you don't relate to or recognise any of those, Ben. I get the feeling.
Well, how do you do it, and what's your model? Is it telemarketing or digital marketing? How do you?
Yeah, fair question. If I said
How
I'm
do you
a
help?
one-man band and what I do is I use the telephone as my channel to help address those things, what would
Yeah.
you say?
We did move away from telemarketing completely, although we are thinking about whether that was the right thing to do, but not in a full-time capacity. Which
Okay.
obviously, if it is outsourced, that clearly isn't going to be full-time.
Okay. Out of interest, what made you
but-
move away from telemarketing? Out of interest.
It wasn't working very well. We telemarketers were difficult to manage. We were getting lots of meetings, but very low on quality. And we decided to move to a sort of purely digital approach where we would get a lot less opportunities, but probably better opportunities that were far more likely to convert, which which has worked. Although what we've found is we see lots of activity of people engaging with emails, engaging with our website, lots of different places, but probably just stopping short of contacting us or booking a meeting. So what we realised is we probably need someone to actually proactively follow up those people. But
you need to do
there's
them
not
both in
enough work there. It's
unison
just
by the sounds of it.
correct, but there's probably not enough work there to justify a full-time person to do that. So we have been talking about how we approach those people, whether we've tried existing people here, which hasn't really worked because no one really wants to do it and they'd rather get on with their main day job. We've floated ideas of whether we just employ part-time people or whether we go for salespeople who also do a bit of calling, which is something we've tried to steer clear of in the past.
How come, out of interest?
Just because if, let's say, a salesperson has a meeting tomorrow and a proposal to write, we found they would just spend all their time doing that to avoid calling people, because clearly it's not much of a fun job, telemarketing. Lots of people don't find it, and they often, if there's anything else they could be doing instead of that, they tend to do that.
Yeah.
When we've had full-time telemarketing people, the good ones are great, but there's probably a shelf life on them because they want to progress.
Yeah.
And the ones that aren't very good are just a headache.
That sounds quite frustrating, Ben, that you had people that were reluctant or not motivated to do their own job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so just to summarise, so you used to do telemarketing on its own, but you've moved away from it to go down the digital marketing. But doing that, you've
Yeah.
realised you're generating a lot of attention, but you feel like there's maybe opportunities left on the table with people engaging that maybe aren't converting that could do with follow up. You've looked at hiring people to do this, but you've had bad experiences of people who are a bit reluctant or not motivated to pick up the phone. So you're looking for
Yeah.
opportunities to maybe people to do this on a part-time basis.
Yeah, or a hybrid role, a salesperson who part of their role is also calling, although whether, we haven't got that far yet. It's probably not a dead inquiry because there is potential where we do have a need. Whether we would want to outsource that or not would remain to be seen, but it might be worth you having a conversation with him.
Yeah, can I ask a bit of a blunt question?
Yeah.
If you've tried it before but moved away, why don't you just give up with using this channel?
Well, that was the plan, and we have gone the whole of this calendar year without one. But what that has shown is, as I mentioned, as you put it correctly, was people left on the table, and we can see their engagement, and they're stopping short of booking a meeting for some reason. Where if they experienced and decent telemarketer would call them, he could probably find out what our objection was, overcoming it, and get that meeting booked.
Okay. And can I ask, is that what you're doing with me now, saying there might be a need but not sure? Is this a test to see how I'd handle that as an objection if I was doing it on your behalf?
I'm not going quite that far, but yeah, what I'm saying, I guess, is there is a potential need, but we would need to be convinced, I guess, of how someone might approach that, because if we had that answer, we wouldn't be a conversation now, because I wouldn't need to speak to you. So.
Yeah, of course. Well, let me ask you this. Look, I don't know if I can help you yet, because this is an introductory call. I've only just met you. I would need to be convinced I can. But if I told you I've helped a lot of people eliminate this problem, where they've had salespeople who've been reluctant or not motivated to pick up the phone, but they haven't closed their mind to believing cold calling can work. Let's pretend I could do it for you and you genuinely believed it. Is there any reason yourself and wouldn't invite me in for 30, 45 minutes to explore this further on a call?
No, I guess not. No. Yeah, as I said, it's a need, a genuine need we have, and we have been slightly frustrated by, other people's activity, and we haven't been able to match some of that.
Can I ask a bit of a personal question?
Yeah.
From this lack of activity, how much business do you think it's cost you in the past year?
Yeah, I don't know.
Next Thursday. Cool. I'll drop you an email as well.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Ben. Speak next Thursday afternoon.
Cheers. Thanks for that.
Cheers.
Bye.
Shall I sum it up, and if it's not relevant, you can let me know.
Go on, you've got half a minute of my time.
So I'm a one-man band. I get invited in by business owners who are growing nicely, but if they're honest, they got a couple of concerns on the new business front. They say, like, look, we're great when we get in front of people, but it can be quite challenging to kick down the door, get meetings in the diary.
Fine, it's a new business product. What's the actual product?
If I said it's me, I'm a one-man band cold caller. I could get the feeling you haven't got any concerns on the new business side and life's stress-free.
No, I mean, I haven't, but you can always have more.
You can always have more. Can I ask a couple of questions about that, see if it's worth us talking or not?
Fill your boots.
What do you currently do to get in front of people?
I haven't done any new business for the last 3 years. Haven't needed to.
Wow. Can I ask a blunt question?
Of course you can.
Why change things? Why rock the boat if it's going well?
You can always be better. And if you think you've finished and you're never going to grow and nothing's ever going to get better, like there's a phrase that I've always believed in very confidently: "This too shall pass."
And what does that mean
to
you?
Whether it's good or it's bad, shit's going to change.
Mm-hmm. Tell me this. Paint the picture for me. What would a good lead look like? Tell me who is your ICP within the
you could win someone like, those are the kinds of companies that I would be interested in, because those are the ones that I'm going after as well.
Okay.
I've got the whole market mapped out. Like, I can make this very easy for you as well. There'll be no uptick in terms of.
Can I ask a really blunt question?
Yep.
You sound like a very competent individual. Is there any reason you couldn't continue just finding these people yourselves and keep things ticking along?
I just don't need to. That's the only reason I'm not doing it myself. I don't have the time.
Well, let me ask you this. At the end of the day, this is a cold call. I don't know enough yet to say I definitely can help you, but what I typically do is get invited in with people who are typically strapped for time, looking to get in front of businesses to solve for future pipeline gaps, to help free up their own time. Let's pretend I could help you do that, and you is there any reason you wouldn't invest 30, 45 minutes in a conversation to explore this further?
No, I'm quite happy to do so. I still think that, frankly, it depends what you're going to charge me. Actually, let me do it that way. What do you want to charge me?
Okay. Should I tell you my model, how I operate, and if it's not good for you, you can let me know?
Yeah, so I think that the numbers are not out of the realms of sensibility. I would be inclined to have another conversation with you when we do it on Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, stick it in for half an hour, that's all I can give you, but yeah, that's fine.
Cool. On that call, Ben, you sound like a straight-up guy. If by the end of it you're not convinced I can help you, you wouldn't be uncomfortable telling me no, would you?
Not at all.
Yeah, and likewise, I know I'm not for everyone.
I'll tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
I'd prefer you tell me what the truth rather than what I need.
That's
or
what
want.
I need. What you need to hear is the truth.
Yes.
My call's come in. Sorry, I think you can hear in the background my phone's ringing. I need to go.
Cool. I'll ping that through for 1 p.m. Thursday. Cheers.
Perfect. Bye.
Oh, hello. Is that Sam?
Hello.
Sam, it's Joe. You're probably going to hate me for this. It's actually a sales call. I'm not sure if you'd rather.
Depends what you're telling, Joe.
30 seconds, let's see, Sam. So I work with business owners who have a couple of concerns on the new business front. They come to me with a bit of frustration. There's not quite enough meetings in the diary. They rely on referrals, or they can't seem to find the time to prospect themselves. Others have worked with agencies who have overpromised and underdelivered, and it's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouths. You might tell me you don't relate to or recognise any of those, Sam.
Not at all, no.
Am I detecting sarcasm?
No, not at all. You can always do better. You can always sell more.
You could always do better, could always sell more. Let me ask you this. What one resonates with you? When you say do more, sell more, is it more finding people or is it more closing people?
So, are you referring to it at the moment? Because I work in both.
Yeah, I mean, which one does it resonate within?
So for me, technology selling is where we could do with more sales.
Okay. Mind if I ask a few questions about that, Sam?
Yeah, no, go for it.
Okay. When you say you could do with more sales, could you paint the picture for me? Give me an example of what you mean exactly. What's currently going on?
So So in our technology business, most of our revenue, 95% of it, from a sales perspective, is all generated through relationships and referrals. We set up a sales function, a new sales function, last year. Kind of worked, kind of didn't work. We brought on a new business development manager sort of 4 months ago. He's flying. He's doing really well. Our SDR isn't doing very well, i.e. for booking meetings for the BDM. So that is where our sort of biggest pain point is at this moment in time. So we've got lots of marketing activity, lots of outbound activity from a marketing perspective. However, we are not executing enough meetings off the back of our campaign.
Got it. It sounds like there's a lot of going on, a lot of growth.
Yeah, but so, do you know what? We're that's where we need to be. But yeah, it's a brand new sort of sales function, and we always have teething issues with it. But we've got the cadence set up right. But
our current SDR isn't booking enough meeting for the at present.
Let me ask you this: when you say your current SDR is not booking me, what isn't he doing that he should be doing out of interest, from your perspective?
Honestly, probably not making enough calls, but not having a structured follow up after each of those calls. So it might just be like he'll ring somebody, leave a voicemail, and leave for a week. There's no follow-up email, there's no LinkedIn message, there's no LinkedIn interaction, there's no text message, there's no structured process off the back of it.
Okay, and so it sounds like you're quite clear on what he's not doing that well, what he needs to do more. What are you doing to try and address this so he does do that?
I mean, he's got a very, very structured format to follow over these next couple of weeks.
Okay. So it sounds like you're confident that he'll turn the corner and things will improve.
Yeah, 50-50. He'll either will or he won't. Be completely honest. I'm hoping he does because he's a good guy, but you never know.
Yeah. Sometimes hard to separate personal from business. Can I ask a bit of a personal question?
Yeah.
What are you going to do if he doesn't turn a corner in the next couple of weeks?
Confidentially.
Yeah. Must be a tough decision to make.
No, not really. I mean, not really. No, it's quite. If you don't, there's consequences.
Yep. That makes sense. And can I ask, Sam, because of the fact you've got an SDR in place, you've got quite a rigid structure internally, have you closed your mind to anyone external that could help with the outbound?
No, it actually came up in a conversation last week. So I get hammered on a daily basis by people sending me stuff via email or via LinkedIn for outbound sales activity, and I'm not close to it now. So tell me more.
Okay, well, yeah, you're probably not going to believe me. I'm a one-man band, outsourced SDR, and this is what I do. I pick up the phone on behalf of my clients, help kick down doors, follow up with people, and help get more meetings for their sales team to close. I'm not saying I can do that for you yet. I don't know enough about your business, but let's say I could, and you saw something and you believe, would you be against an exploratory conversation to see if I could help?
Absolutely not, no.
Okay, I appreciate you're in the car, but have you got your diary there and we can maybe schedule in some time?
I am in the car. Just give me a second. I'm just at a traffic light. That's what we're doing Wednesday, Anna. So Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday afternoon would work. Sort of first 2:00.
Wednesday afternoon, I could do 2:30 or 3.
Let's do 2:00.
Okay. I can do that. What email would you like that sent to?
If you send it
Got it. So my name's Joe. I go by a Curious Idiot. So you'll get a Zoom invite from that. On that call, Sam, I'm going to have some questions for you. And if by the end of it, I genuinely don't believe I can help you, you wouldn't be upset if I turned around and told you no, would you?
Absolutely not, no.
And likewise, same for you. If by the end of it, you don't feel like I'm a fit, you wouldn't be uncomfortable telling me no, would you?
Not at all, no, 100%.
Brilliant. And then if we both don't say no to each other, next steps, I typically do a taster month, which would include a month's worth of calling to get the message out there, speak to people. And would you be comfortable with those as next steps if we were to agree to work together?
If we agreed to work and the commercials made sense, then I don't see any reason why. No.
Cool. All right. Well, I've sent that through. What I'll do is I'll give you a follow up just before the meeting. Check you've got it. Check you're okay with it. Last thing from me, you're not going to hang up the phone and think, oh no, I've just arranged to meet with an SDR who's cold called me, are you?
I've got a whole sales team and recruitment side of the business, so I absolutely not. And I get them to be similar type of approaches on a daily basis. So no, if it's somebody I like the sound of, and I'll always have a conversation with you. You don't know where it'll go, so no.
Makes sense. All right, Sam. Well, I appreciate you taking the call, and yeah, we'll speak on Wednesday.
All right. Thanks for the call. Cheers, Joe.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, hello, is that Amy?
Hi, speaking.
Amy, it's Joe. You're probably going to hate me for this. It's actually a sales call. I'm not sure if you want to lob your phone out the window or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
30 seconds it is.
30 seconds it is. So we work with marketing leaders who generate a lot of traction via digital marketing channels, but they do say it comes with its own set of challenges. Some say they get a lot of attention and lead data, but one of the biggest challenges can be turning these MQL opportunities into SQLs. Others say, look, if we're honest, we're not using channels like WhatsApp to help nurture inquiries or communicate updates, which may be a bit of a blind spot. And some have noticed just regional or demographic preferences of customers that are typically leaning towards WhatsApp for communication. But you're probably going to tell me you don't relate to or recognise any of those, I get the feeling.
No, some resonate, definitely.
Some resonate. Okay, well, let me ask you this. Out of those three, which one do you relate to or recognise? Is it turning MQLs into SQLs? Is it not using WhatsApp? Or is it regional and demographic preferences? Which one stands out to you out of interest?
Probably the first one, MQL to SQL.
MQL to SQL. The story of a marketer's life, hey? Amy, I've had my 30 seconds.
Yes.
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions, see if it's worth us talking or not?
Yeah, you can keep going, yeah.
So
I'm just driving as well, so if I do lose you, it's in a down spot.
You're a good multitasker. I was going to say marketer as well. So
yeah.
Let me ask you this: when you say MQL to SQL, could you give me an example what that means, what that currently looks like to you?
Yeah, so good question. So, for example, if we run a webinar and we're collecting leads from that, how to treat those to get them to the sales team in the right way,
Okay, so it sounds like you run a lot of webinars, collect a lot of lead data, and then it's transitioning those to the salespeople. Okay, that sounds...
Yeah, we'll download. We do an annual magazine, for example, and a research report, so we're collecting leads from those as well.
Well, it sounds like you're spinning a lot of plates. Can I ask, what have you done to try and fix this or improve the MQL to SQL conversion?
So we're working on it with the sales team at the moment, but it's kind of been sitting with the sales team, really, and it needs to come back to us. So it's not been a priority, to be honest, to date.
Got it. So is it the sales team's responsibility to fix it as opposed to marketing?
Well, it's control at the moment, to be honest, which is why we need to take it back and focus on it.
Got it. And can I ask, is this a fairly recent issue, or has it been going on for quite a long time, or have things changed?
How we need to generate leads.
Sorry, I missed that. I was having a bit of trouble with the signal.
Oh,
Oh, have I lost you? We lost her. We had her on the hook and we lost her. The signal was not great. I assume that's because she's driving in the car. What I'll do is see if I can give her a call back.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Amy. I think we got cut off.
Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me okay now?
Yes, I can, yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned that things have changed. Is it the case you're looking into try and address this now, were you saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't say things have changed. I think it's just something that we need to put more focus on.
Need to put more focus on. Can I ask, let's say you were to design like a perfect solution for you, what would that look like? What do you think needs to change or you need to do differently?
Probably around our nurture, but I don't have all the answers at the moment.
You don't have all the answers. And can I ask, because you don't have all the answers, don't have a complete picture, have you closed your mind speaking to organisations that could potentially help with nurture, communicating, turning MQLs into SQLs for the sales and marketing team?
No, definitely not closed my mind to it.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Let's pretend we could do that for you. Say I don't know enough yet because I don't have a complete picture of what you are and aren't doing, but would you be against an exploratory call to see if we genuinely could help you?
No, I wouldn't be against that. We can arrange that.
Okay. When would work for you, Amy? I appreciate you're driving at the moment.
Probably Friday, this Friday.
Friday. Got it.
Actually, I'll tell you what, after next, how long would it take, do you reckon?
So what we'll do, have a 20-minute chat, I'll ask you some questions, give you a bit more context, and if by the end of it you or I agree it's not a fit for one another, we can both say no to each other, or we can agree to maybe set up a demo or give you a more detailed run through after that.
Yeah, okay, so 20 minutes is fine on Friday morning. Does that work?
Got it, yeah. What email would you want that sent to? Could do 10 a.m. or 11 a.m.?
10, I think, would work. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I think that's fine. And that's...
Got it. Okay, cool. All right, I'll drop you through something for that. On that call, just have a number of questions for you, and you happy telling me no if you don't believe it's a fit for you guys?
Telling you after you sent the information.
Yeah, on that call, just we can both have an open, honest chat, and if by the end of it we don't feel like it's a fit for one another, we can say no.
Yeah, cool.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, Amy.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Well, I'll drop it through. Last thing from me, is there anything I haven't asked you that I should have done that would be useful context ahead of the call?
Well, probably loads, but yeah, we can chat more on Friday.
Brilliant.
That's all right.
All right, Amy. Well, I'll let you get back to your drive, and you can focus on the road. But good
Brilliant.
speaking.
Thank you. Lovely. All right.
No problem.
Cheers.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.
It's Joe. You're probably going to hate me for this. It's actually a sales call. I'm not sure if you want to hang up or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
Depends what it's about.
Fair question. 30 seconds. Let's see. So I get invited in by business owners in the software space who are growing nicely, but if they're honest, they got a couple of concerns on the new business piece of the puzzle. They say, like, look, we're great when we get in front of people. We get a lot of referrals, but if we're honest, it can be challenging to get enough new business meetings in the diary. And others have just worked with agencies before who have massively overpromised and underdelivered, and it's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouths. But you're probably going to tell me you don't relate to or recognise any of those, and I get the feeling.
No, it just depends on the circumstances. Go on, say more.
Go on then. Well, let me ask you this. Out of those couple of things, which one made you want me to carry on? Is it not enough meetings in the diary? Is it work with crappy agencies before? Which would you address, let's say, if you could?
I haven't worked in the agencies before. Could do with more sales, as always. But yeah, okay. What do you offer?
Yeah, it's a fair question. If I told you I'm a one-man band and this is what I do, I pick up the phone and book meetings in people's diaries. What would you say if I told you that?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Well, can I ask a few questions? See if it's worth us speaking further or not.
Yeah.
When you say it's the first one, you could do with more sales, more meetings. Could you give me an example of what you mean? Paint the picture where you're currently up to.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a number of clients, but I could always do more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, could always do with more. Okay, and out of interest, what is it you're currently doing to get in front of them or generate new, drum up new business, or what have you tried previously?
It's mainly referrals, basically.
Okay, and that's going well.
Yeah, it gets a few. Yeah.
Okay. Is any reason why you couldn't just do more of them? Wait for that to keep coming in.
Well, it's just because we're being faster, basically. So, yeah.
You could do with it being faster. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How long has it been like this for? How long have you just grown through referrals before and not like worked with agencies or salespeople out of interest?
It's probably 2 or 3 years.
Okay. To be honest with you, people usually speak to me if they've got a challenge, and it sounds like things are going really well for you. I'm struggling to see if there's any need to change things.
Well, I mean, yeah, but tell me what you do. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you're probably not going to believe me if I told you I'm a one-man band telephone prospector. I pick up the phone and approach people to see if they have problems my clients can help them fix. I do that for them.
Yeah.
Has that put you off that I'm a one-man band?
No. I mean, would you send me sort of something on yourself? Could you email me something?
Okay, I can do. People typically either trying to test me when they say that to see how I'd handle that as an objection, or they'll say, or it's actually a polite way of saying go away and never bother me again. Is it either of those two?
I just don't know. It depends. I'd just be interested in what you offer, like as a service, and what it costs, and all the rest of it. So yeah.
Okay.
Kind of where I'd be interested, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty dyslexic as well, Selwyn. Email, that's why I typically go by the telephone. Is email your preferred route for communication?
I'd just like to see something, you know, what you've got, if you know what I mean, what you can, you know, it's just like, where would you go from here? What would you offer, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, where would I go from here? It's a fair. Let's say I could help you generate them new more sales, new business. Is there any reason you wouldn't invest 30, 45 minutes in a conversation to explore it further, and we can run through that instead?
Well, yeah, I mean, I could. I can't do it right now.
No, of course not. Me neither.
Meeting, but
yeah. Okay. Have you got your calendar there?
Yes. Yes, it is.
So midday on the 7th. I've got it. I'll title it.
Yeah.
New business appointment setting. On that call, Selwyn, I'm going to have some questions for you. If by the end of it I'm not convinced I can help you, you wouldn't be uncomfortable if I told you no, would you?
No.
Likewise, you seem like a pretty straight-up guy. If by the end of it you're not convinced I can help you, you wouldn't be uncomfortable telling me no, would you?
No.
Brill. All right, well, I've just dropped that through. Last thing from me, you're not going to hang up the phone and think, oh, no, I've just arranged to meet with a telephone prospector, are you? I'm like a vampire. You can't rescind the invite.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Okay.
is there anything I haven't asked you that I should have that will be useful to know ahead of that call?
No, that's good, yeah. Do that, yeah.
Cool. All right, I'll drop you a connection on LinkedIn. You can do some digging on me, and look forward to meeting that week.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
Cheers.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Oh, hello. Is that John? Can you hear me now?
Hello. Hi. Yes.
John, you're probably going to hate me for this. It's a dreaded sales call Tuesday morning. I'm not sure if you want to hang up or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
Go on. It depends what it's about.
30 seconds. Let's see. So I get invited in by business owners in the IT space who are doing well, but despite getting a lot of referrals, they've got a couple of concerns on the new business side of things. They typically say, like, look, we're great when we get in front of people, but one of the biggest frustrations is getting enough new business meetings in the diary. Others have just worked with agencies, but if they're honest, they've overpromised and underdelivered, and it's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouths. But I get the feeling you're probably going to tell me you don't relate to or recognise any of those things.
No, go on, carry on.
Go on. Okay, well, let me ask this. Out of those couple of things, which one rings a bell for you? Is it not enough meetings in the diaries. It worked with an agency before, but they've left a bad taste in their mouth. Which would you address, let's say, if you could?
Well, we're trying to address all of them all of the time. But we've wasted so much money on marketing schemes in the past that haven't worked. Plus, it's a changing marketplace all the time. So what worked one time doesn't work another time. So I have just appointed someone responsible for all of sales and marketing, new business in particular. We've got a department that looks after our existing client base, works quite well. But the new business is an area that we need to ramp it up and do better at it.
Crikey. It sounds like you've been through the ringer with a new business marketing side.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you've appointed someone responsible, but you've wasted a lot of money on marketing. Could you give a specific...
Over the years in the past, different, like employing external agencies to, everything from, this is going to sound like we keep rebranding. We don't. I mean, we've done that twice over 20 years. So it's not a big deal, but we did put a lot into a marketing campaign about 7 or 8 years ago. That would have probably been great for a company that was 5 times our size, but in the end we couldn't resource it, so it didn't work. We're only a limited size. We've got a sales consultant on board at the moment. We do pay someone to do a bit of telemarketing and bring us in some leads, which is sort of working. But,
it's eliminated the challenge then.
Yeah, but it's on a small scale. I mean, we're getting, say, 10% of our business coming from new clients each month. Less than that, actually, perhaps 8%. But I could do with it being 15 to 20% coming from new clients each month. So, I do need a step change somewhere.
Okay. So may I ask this, having worked with this telephone prospecting, you want to get it from 7 to 8 to 20. What was it before you started working with him out of interest?
Oh, well, since we did actually have a great scheme going before COVID. Unfortunately, I did screw lots of things up. We've tried a few things since then that haven't. When we had dedicated salespeople, hardcore hunters, we were actually doing quite well, and we were getting a reasonable percentage from new business. But unfortunately, they moved on as those sort of people do, and not been able to replace them. So we've tried a few different other things.
What did they do wrong, if you don't mind me asking?
What did they? What the newer people?
Yeah, the hunters you hired.
They're on an accountability level. They just not sure if it wasn't making enough calls, or if it wasn't, or if they were or not closing enough deals. I mean, we do try and track as many of the metrics as we can.
So is it the case that they did the best with what they could do, and that just the close rate was a lag indicator, or was it that you didn't feel like they were putting in the effort required to get them results?
Effort required. I mean, it's things like top 10 list. One of my favourite projects.
Can I ask a blunt question? Why did you hire someone that wasn't?
Are you in that customer? Yeah.
When you tested them, how did it go?
And some people succeed at it and some people don't.
Can I ask a really blunt question that's going to be a little bit uncomfortable? So when you hired these people, why did you hire people that wouldn't do their job properly?
Right. So the first guy was we actually had him on board doing some telemarketing work, and which he was very good at. Getting meetings, and then that was in support of the hunters, or as one of the hunters had gone, then we got him in to help the other two. I'm trying to remember historically what happened. Because he did so well at that, we sort of promoted him to full-fledged salesman, and he never made it.
Sorry, he never made it, did you say?
He never made it. Yeah, no, he didn't make the step up.
He in front of people, but he couldn't sell.
Okay, so he could hunt, he could get in front of people, but the actual challenge was selling, closing the door.
For that one. And the next guy is on recommendation, and he knows the subject. very affable, and I think with him it's effort. I think with him it's he's not making enough calls.
Okay.
It's not, his pipeline isn't fat enough. It's all those sort of things.
So can I ask you? So based on everything you've done, having been burnt in the past by agencies, having been through the ringer on the new business and marketing side, and now you're hiring a new business marketing and sales leader. You're working with a sales consultant. Go on.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, carry on.
I say it sounds like you've been through the past. You've got a lot of scar tissue, but you've learnt your lessons, and now you can see quite a clear road forward to get you from that 7% up to that 20% on the new business side. Is that a fair summary?
It's fairly fair. I mean, I know what we need, but finding the person to do that is not going to be easy.
Well, what do you mean based on this conversation?
So I think our next
question they've asked, do I sound like someone that could do the job?
Rather than so I think we've got our board meeting tomorrow, as it happens, where we'll decide exactly what we're going to do. But I believe so. It could be a timely call. You never know.
Yeah. Can I ask a blunt question? I've been based on this call, the questions I've asked. Do you believe I could be someone that could be right for that kind of position?
Right. So now I need you to tell me a bit more about what you do then.
If I told you I help.
If I told you this is what I do for a living, I pick up the phone, be a hunter, let's say, have qualified meetings.
Conversations like this with you.
Yeah, conversations like this with people like you who have problems and a level of motivation to fix them. And I help them do that. What would you say if I told you that out of interest?
Yeah, I'd put you on to the sales and marketing director and say, have a chat, see what you think. Perhaps talk to the consultant as well, see if there's some way we could make it work. So it would be, in other words, you've secured the next stage to get a.
Okay, secured the next stage. Can I ask a bit of a strange question? I always ask. So salespeople who work internally don't tend to like me if I'm externally. What happens if you like me but they don't like me?
Oh no, they're on a that's. They've got targets as well, and they will be motivated by the best way of achieving their target. So you're not a threat to anyone.
That's a fair answer. I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, John. Let's pretend I could help you and you saw something and you genuinely believe it. Is there any reason you wouldn't sit down with myself and the sales and marketing director for 30 minutes to explore this further?
No, I think that it sounds like something positive that we should do.
Take the diary. Have you got your diary?
Have you got your diary there, John?
I actually think that I do have some time next week.
Next week?
What date are you looking at?
Yeah, what date are you looking at, John?
Well, I've got either Monday, Tuesday morning or Wednesday.
You pick a time.
Tuesday morning, how's that?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Look, on that call, I'm going to have some tough, challenging and uncomfortable questions. Do you mind if I ask you them on that call? And if by the end of it I'm not convinced I can help you, I'll tell you no. Is that fair?
Yeah, that sounds right.
You sound like a straight up guy. You can. I'm sure you'll tell me no if you don't believe I can help you, won't you?
I think I like to start a call like that.
Last thing, you're not going to hang up the phone and think, "Oh my God, what have I just done?"
We're going to have a good chat for half an hour or whatever it takes. And
sounds fair.
It might be yes, it might be no, but we'll still be friends.
We'll still be friends. You'll get a Christmas card. Last thing from me then, you're not going to hang up the phone and think, "Oh no, I've just arranged to meet with a telephone prospector," are you?
No. So that's
you feel left out.
That's good. That's in there.
Cool. Look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a bunch. Cheers. Bye.
Yeah.
Peter, you're probably going to hate me for this. It's actually a sales call. Not sure if you want to hang up or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
You got 30 seconds.
30 seconds, let's see. So I'm a one-man band telephone prospector. I get invited in by business owners who are growing nicely but have few concerns on the new business side of things. They say they're great when they get in front of people, but it can often be challenging to kick down the initial door and get meetings in the diary without them being referrals. Others have just hired salespeople who are perhaps a bit reluctant or not motivated to pick up the phone and speak to decision makers. And a few have just worked with sales agencies before who have overpromised and underdelivered. It's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouths. But you might tell me, Peter, you don't relate to or recognise any of those things, and life's stress-free.
Recognise all of them, of course. Yeah.
You recognise all of them. Well, most people tell me everything's perfect. Do you think they're lying to me?
I suspect most people, they say that they're not very close to it.
Well, let me ask you this. If you had to wave a wand and fix one, which would it be? Is it not enough meetings? Is it salespeople being reluctant? Or is it agencies over-promising and under-delivering? Which would you choose?
I don't generally use agencies. It's normally lazy salespeople.
Agencies and lazy salespeople.
Well, I don't use agencies, so I don't really have an opinion about agencies. But it's generally that salesmen are waiting for the call from the customer.
Salespeople. They're sitting there waiting for the calls. Got it. Peter, I've had my 30 seconds. Do you mind if I ask a few questions about that?
You can ask it.
So when you say lazy salespeople waiting for almost the phone to ring and stuff come to them, could you give me an example of what you mean, what that looks like in your world?
In my world, it's a very competitive market, although having secured a customer, it's very rare for them to jeopardize sell systems. So very rare for people to change systems. That makes the people lazy. And instead of being in front of the customer on a regular basis to sell them the extra things that we could sell them, they wait until they realise we're about to lose them before they visit, and then they're always running backwards.
They choose not to go out and be proactive.
Yeah.
Sounds frustrating. What have you done to try and address this or stop this from happening?
Well, two things really. The first is the worst culprits leave, and the second thing is really that I'm now. I have people that work for me that do these things, so I'm now chasing much harder to keep people out of the office. The thing I don't like is people being in the office all the time, because if they're in the office, they're not with the customer.
Okay, getting them out on the road, and I assume that's working quite well. Then, it's really addressed it.
It's beginning to work. It's working better.
Beginning to work it. Got it. And so you say you're in a market where you do you farm existing business, or do you go out and hunt new business as well?
We haven't done enough hunting new business. We farm existing business would be a reasonable thing to say, apart from the fact that we've been totally afterable with that as well. I mean, I've got a number of different businesses, but you know, the business that needs the most work is the technology business.
Got it. And can I ask, Peter, because of this kind of bad experiences with salespeople, have you closed your mind to believing there is anyone out there who will go out and hunt for new business or help farm existing business?
I was the company salesman for 30 years, so I know that it's doable, and I know that if you've got someone who's got the inclination to do it, they'll be successful at it.
Okay.
You just have to keep going.
Yeah. So 2 more questions before I let you go then. Let me ask you this. Fast forward 6 months from now, what would be changed or what would be happening differently for you to say that, do you know what, this is fixed and this has gone away, this issue?
A clearer pipeline that is being worked properly, that is delivering business. We have a very marginal cost of operation in terms of new customers. They don't cost us very much money because our system is a very established one. So for us, we have considerable flexibility when it comes to price, we have considerable flexibility when it comes to delivery. Yeah, we just need someone to put it in front of the customer, really, and that ultimately means it's 2 stages. One's talking to them, and the second thing is then getting in front of them, showing them the product.
Got it. And the issue at the moment is the former part. It's almost the getting in front of them proactively.
Yeah, I mean that has been.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Peter. If I told you I'm a one-man band telephone prospector, and what I do, I usually get invited in when people have guys who maybe aren't as proactive as they'd like to be. They're maybe a bit reluctant to pick up the phone, or they're sitting there and waiting for leads to come their way. Let's pretend I could help you get in front of your ideal customers, and you saw something and you genuinely believed it, is there any reason you wouldn't invite me in for 30, 45 minutes to explore this further?
No reason at all, but I wouldn't be inviting you in to see me. I'd be inviting you in to see the managing director of the appropriate business.
Okay, sure. I mean, we could do it virtually.
Yeah, okay, well, you can do that. You can present it. I'm very happy for you to present to the MD of Vertical Systems. It's a guy called Ben Rogers.
Sure.
Well, I'm sure he'll be interested in what you're saying.
Sure. Have you got your what do you want to do from here then, Peter? Because I assume, are you saying that you're the owner, then the MD's underneath you, and it will be his responsibility?
Yeah, I'm the group MD, and I have a number of individual business MDs. So it's the MD's business to do that as it should be for that business. So he should be the one who's listening to you, assessing it, and deciding whether that can add value to the current process.
Okay.
So yeah, you need to talk to him.
Okay, happy to do that. Can I ask one question just before we set that up? Based on the conversation we've had, the questions I've asked, the answers I've given, do you believe that this kind of approach could work?
Of course it could. It's what I've done all my life.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What do you suggest we do from here? How do you suggest we proceed?
Amongst the information, have you got my email address?
Sure. Bear with me.
On that forward. All right.
Sure. Okay, and so I'll send that across. My name's Joe. I go by a Curious Idiot. I'm a one-man band. If I don't hear back from you, shall I assume the email either got lost in the abyss or that you just were no longer interested?
You can do that. No, if I'm interested enough. If you don't see me forward your email, it will be because I haven't got it.
Sure.
So.
Okay.
All right.
And if that's the case, what should I do? Should I give you a call back in a week or so?
No, send it to email.
Send to email.
Send it to my person.
Okay, sure. At gmail.com. All right, Peter. Great speaking. Look forward to chatting. Thank you very much. You must be bloody good at what you do, Jimmy, if you've grown this business without having to do any kind of sales.
Yeah, I'm really good.
Okay. Mind if I ask a few questions, Jimmy? See if it's worth us talking or not?
Yeah.
So, what was it that resonated? Is it not enough meetings in the diary? Is it the fact you get meetings, but they're with the wrong people? Or what is it you're trying to address?
I don't have problems getting sales.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm really sorry. My accountant is calling. You have to call me back, okay?
Okay, yeah. How long should I call you back in?
Yeah, give me back half an hour.
30 minutes.
Okay.
Taking the piss, mate. That was going to be a good conversation, and then fucking...
A few moments later.
Jimmy, it's Joe. Is now a bad time to continue the conversation? Briefly?
No, let's go. So basically, I don't really have to make appointments and do sales calls.
Okay.
Because I get referrals and people calling me. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not really sustainable in the long run, I think. So and we also have capacity, so we don't need sales right now. So there's no urgency. What I'm saying.
Okay. Might I ask, Jimmy, when you say not sustainable referrals, what is it you mean exactly?
Because if the referrals dry up and we don't do anything to try to generate leads, then we kind of, that's not really clever.
I'm assuming they're not going to dry up anytime soon, though, are they?
It hasn't in almost 10 years, so I don't know. But it's good to be prepared. So so basically what I'm doing next year now is to mobilizing sales. So that's why I want to talk to you, because I want to see what you have to talk about. Yeah.
Okay, question for you, Jimmy. So it sounds like this is just almost like a fail safe, just in case, like a preparation in case referrals were to dry up. Business is in a good place. When you say mobilize sales, what does that look like to you?
We pretty much have nothing. So we have a website and we have some brochures and things like that, but we don't do anything actively to try to generate leads or people to pay attention or whatever. So that's what I'm trying
Oh,
to.
you must be bloody good at what you do, Jimmy, if you've grown this business without having to do any kind of sales.
Yeah, I'm really good.
Fair enough. Well, let me ask you this. Who are the ideal people you'd like to be in front of?
People who have money at stake on projects.
Okay. So it sounds like this is a backup plan to mobilize sales in case referrals do dry up going into next year. The ideal people to get in front of would be developers, tier 2 contractors, people who are looking to complete surveys at sites. Let me ask you this, Jimmy. Have you closed your mind to outbound telephone prospecting as a way to get in front of these sorts of people?
No, I think that will be a requirement, to be honest.
Okay.
But so because all our business is currently at contractors and architects, engineers, and a little bit of developer, a little bit of project management, but it's mainly kind of the design sector of the construction industry. Yeah? So, which is good, but I want to move over to the front end side, so the developers and the investors and the project managers side.
Okay.
And then more contractors.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, that sounds like quite a smart plan. Let me ask you this. Let's pretend I could help you get in front of those people and we sat down and you genuinely, would you be against an exploratory conversation to see if there was a way forward or if it's not worth moving forward with?
Yeah, because we have, I'm getting a quote from a marketing agency in South America now in a couple of weeks' time. So we've been working together not working together, but we've been planning a marketing campaign starting from next year.
Okay.
How do we actually get in front of people and talking to people, even if it's not directly, hard sales? It's more about building a relationship, because I think the turnover is like about 6 months on average. So speak to people on kind of for some time or something.
Makes sense. Cool. Would you be against scheduling a call to discuss this? We can have a conversation.
Yeah.
Let
me put you on speaker and check my calendar 1 second. It will be good to have a chat with you before I have the meeting with the marketing agency.
Sure.
It looks like it's going to be week of the 17th.
Cool. All right. 25th of November. Should we say what? 10 o'clock midday?
10:30.
10:30. Jimmy, on that call, I'll just have a number of questions for you. And if by the end of it, I don't believe I can help you or I'm not convinced, you wouldn't be uncomfortable if I told you no, would you?
Oh, no, absolutely. Let's no waste time.
Brilliant. Yeah, you sound like a straight up guy. And if by the end of it, we both don't say no to each other, would you be comfortable agreeing next steps?
Yeah, let's find out on the 25th.
Brill. All right, Jimmy. Look forward to speaking.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Just like that, eh?
Speaking.
Dominic, you're probably going to hate me for this. It's actually a sales call. I'm not sure if you want to hang up or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
Well, given the fact I'm a salesperson, I better give you 30 seconds, haven't I?
Yeah, 30 seconds. If it's not relevant or if you have any tips, let me know. So I'm a one-man telephone prospector. I get invited in by busy owners who are doing well but have a few concerns on the new business side of things. Some say they have the capability to do it themselves, go out there and speak to people, get meetings in the diary, but they can never really find the time to do so as they're busy servicing customers. Others have just worked with agencies who have overpromised and underdelivered. And a few have hired salespeople who have been a bit reluctant or not motivated to pick up the phone and speak to decision makers. But you're probably going to tell me you don't relate to or recognise any of those, I get the feeling.
No, but I can tell you trained by Sandler or someone similar. But anyway, I guess the way you're structuring your conversation. But look, I guess my first question for you is, do you have any experience selling into healthcare, and if so, what?
When you say healthcare, what do you mean exactly?
Oh, I mean the NHS.
Okay. Have I ever sold into the NHS directly?
Yes.
Can I ask, are you asking if I sold your specific service or if I've just sold into public sector in general?
Have you sold into healthcare and, healthcare products, services, NHS?
If I said yes, what would you say?
I'd like to see more detail.
What detail would you like?
Tell me what you've sold.
Well, if I told you I've sold
what have you sold? How have you approached it?
Into the NHS and public sector before, I assume that's too far-fetched away from what you do.
No, not necessarily. No. So you have experience of selling finance systems?
Can I ask, are you hoping I've got experience, or are you hoping I could bring a fresh perspective?
Of course. No, I'm hoping you have experience. It's something, I get these phone calls quite a lot, and I, A, myself sell into healthcare, and B, I also consult with other companies, helping them build out their sales strategies, some of which are looking for people to do the kind of work you're doing.
Okay.
But I speak to no end of them, and very few have healthcare experience, and it is different. Selling into healthcare is not as easy as it is selling into the private sector, particularly from a telephone perspective. So I would only really be interested in talking further with you if that's something you have experience of, if you can explain to me, how you do it, what success you've had, and those sort of things. And there's a possibility, A, I might have worked for you in the future, or I may be able to recommend you to some of the people I consult with.
Okay. I'm just trying to think how much detail to go into on this cold call, Dominic. Are you against setting up a call to discuss this?
No. Okay. I mean, the only reason I say a little reluctant is because it gives you time to kind of really think about how you're going to respond. I just want your honest answer. It sounds like you've obviously sold finance solutions. Have you done anything with clinical? Have you tried to reach clinicians before?
No, and I'd rather not, to be honest. Is that your speciality?
Yes, it's always clinical systems I'm involved in.
Got it.
And we're looking to get hold of and reach out to usually clinical people. A company, I myself am looking to speak to occupational therapists and occupational therapy leaders in both NHS and also the adult social care services which are run by the councils. And one of the companies I do some consulting work for similarly are looking for therapy leaders. So they're the people they're looking to get in touch with.
So can I ask you, Scott, so even if you genuinely believed I could hold a conversation on the phone and genuinely believed I could help get meetings, are you telling me if I haven't worked with occupational therapists and clinical people directly?
No, I said clinical, yeah, if you don't have a process that knowingly works to get hold of clinicians and don't understand how to do that, then no, I wouldn't want to work with you.
Cool.
If it's something you have done and know how to do, then yes, it is. What I'm not prepared to do, and I've done this a few times with people, is I'm paying people to learn, and that's not the stage I'm at as a company, or the other companies I consult with are in either.
Cool.
And getting into healthcare it's more difficult than private sector, and I've worked in both. It really is about you doing research on the organisation to find the relevant person you're talking to, the department they work in, and then usually getting past a few gatekeepers to be able to schedule a call with them. So generally speaking, cold calling doesn't work that well. It's not impossible, but it does require a different, not necessarily set of skills as such, a different process to those that people that normally do cold calling are used to.
Can I ask a bit of a strange question? Why don't you call their mobile numbers directly, out of interest?
Because you have to be careful about how you got hold of the mobile numbers from a GDPR perspective.
Okay. Are you telling me even if it's for business purposes, you can't engage with them over the phone, despite that being in line with GDPR?
You just have to be careful how you've got hold of the numbers and demonstrate the numbers were legitimately provided for them to receive a cold call, in the way that you would want to.
Yep. Well, cards on the table. I haven't called into this specific speciality of clinical healthcare, so I guess it's over.
Probably, yes. And again, I just speak from experience. I'm going to say definitely. And if it is something you get yourself experienced in going forward, please reach out to me, because A, it's something I may be interested in going forward myself as human. But also, like I say, I do sales consultancy work with a number of companies.
Can I ask Dominic, can I ask one question?
And one more thing. Lead generation is always a difficult thing to do. One of the things I do like about what you said is salespeople are always reluctant to pick up the phone
Yeah.
and do the legwork to actually get that first phone call in. So that's definitely a true statement.
Can I ask, Dominic, based on this conversation, the questions I've asked, the answers I've given, do you believe that my skill set would be suitable for the clinical healthcare space?
Yes, I think it would, because you seem to have a whole conversation, but you need to develop the processes and demonstrate that you can do it, and make it worthwhile for somebody to engage with you, because like I said, it's clinicians you want to first talk to, and they are difficult to get hold of outside of a clinical setting. But if you can develop some processes that allow you to do that successfully, then there's a good market for you in this.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Don't have to be...
Let's pretend I could develop those processes and you saw something and you genuinely believe. Is there any reason you wouldn't invest 30, 45 minutes in a conversation to explore this?
Good Sandler question.
Thank you.
Yes, I would explore it further. Again, it's a lead I have myself, or at least I will have in the coming months. And it's a lead that one of my clients I'm currently working with has right now. And I would be happy to put you forward to them if you could demonstrate that you had a process that you would be following and that you could show is successful.
Sure.
And the payment structure would need to be based on success, on you being able to set up the right calls with the right people. So I'm, like I said, finding people like you who work in the healthcare space is quite a rare thing. There aren't many people that do it, because there's such a high failure rate, and such a lot of research has to go in to getting those calls set up. It isn't as easy as, like I said, you find it in the private sector, but there is a need for people like you with those skills. I've tried it with companies in the US previously who led me to believe they know what they're doing, and wasted 3 months finding out they can't do it.
Yeah.
And that's what scale-up organisations can't afford to do. Yeah.
Have
So,
you got your calendar and we can chew some fat about this?
Let me have a look. Where are you based?
My location?
Yeah.
I'm Guildford. Whereabouts are you?
Oh, Guildford. I was there not so long ago.
Lovely. Lovely neck of the woods. Ah.
Down there.
Lovely.
Yeah, it was a long old drive.
What
right
date,
then.
what date you looking at? Next week.
What you like Tuesday?
Tuesday, could do 10 a.m. or 11 a.m.
Let's go for 10 a.m.
Do you want to
And
send
my
me...
email is...
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
need for people like you now, and I will have a need for this in the coming months myself with my own business. I run my own startup company, helping occupational therapists to demonstrate what your success rate looks like.
Sure. Cool. Well, look forward to chewing some about that. All right, Dominic, good speaking.
And what was your name?
My name's Joe.
Joe, great to meet with you, Joe. I'll speak to you next week.
Oh, last thing, you're not going to hang up the phone and think, oh no, I've just arranged to meet with a telephone prospector, are you?
Nope.
Good stuff.
No, not at all. I'm happy to. I'm happy to help you. Apart from anything else, I know how difficult it is being a one-man band. And the things that you've said have resonated. In particular, the fact that salespeople do not like picking up the phone. Anyone doing outbound sales activity is always difficult. But like I say, I do have a couple of companies I can think of that have the need immediately that I could put you in touch with if I felt confident that you're the right person to put them in touch with.
Let's have that conversation first, Dominic, and see how we get on.
Exactly. Like I say, from my own personal perspective, I'm not ready for it yet because our product is not yet ready for full rollouts. But when it is, I'll be needing the same sort of thing.
Sure. All right. Well, good speaking, and we'll chat
All
next
right.
week. Thank you.
All right. No worries. You take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you.
It's Joe. I'll hold my hands up. It's a dreaded sales call. I'm not sure if you want to hang up or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
Go on.
30 seconds, let's see. So I'm a one-man band telephone prospector. I work with business owners who are growing nicely but have a few concerns on the new business side. They say, like, look, we're great when we get in front of people, but it can often be challenging to kick down doors and get meetings in the diary. Others have just worked with agencies before who have overpromised and underdelivered, and it's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouths. But you're probably going to tell me you don't relate to or recognise any of those things. I get the feeling. And life's stress-free.
Yeah.
Am I detecting sarcasm?
No, well, no. Sorry, what did you? I couldn't hear what you said. Sorry.
I said you're probably going to tell me everything's perfect and you don't relate to or recognise any of those challenges on the new business
No, I
side.
don't.
You don't?
No.
Got it. Is that because you've got a bunch of internal salespeople who are smashing it? Is it because you're so small you rely on referrals? What's the situation?
We rely on referrals. There's just myself in the business, so there's no one kind of picking up the phone before then. It's just at the moment just referrals and me doing some kind of manual reach out.
Got it. You rely on referrals. And out of interest, how easy is it to make referrals repeatable and predictable?
It's not easy. It's not easy. We definitely probably need to look at some support, I think, to bring more kind of prospects in.
Need to look at support. Okay. I've had my 30 seconds. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions, see if it's worth us speaking or not?
Yeah.
When you say it's not easy and you need to look at support, could you give me an example of what you mean?
Just like you say, just someone picking up the phone and actually getting in touch with people, because we don't really have the resource to do it at the moment.
Someone getting in touch on the phone like this, but you don't have the resource at the moment. Got it. Can I ask, what have you looked at all into trying to fix this? Have you done anything or?
No, not yet.
Got it. Got it. Is it because it's just far too early, or is it because you're really short for resource?
I've looked at some other options, like bringing in a salesperson, which hasn't really worked for us. But it's just knowing where to look, to be honest.
You just don't know where to look, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough market out there as well. There's a lot of cowboys, I imagine, knowing who could do a good job. Can I ask, how long have you been looking into this for? Like, how long have you realised you need to do something?
Not too long, probably the last 3 months, I'd say.
Not too long, last 3 months. And I assume you spoke to one or two good people that have demonstrated it.
Yeah.
Got it. And can I ask, is there any reason you didn't go ahead with them?
It just didn't work out for various reasons. I don't think there was a specific reason. It just it didn't quite work out.
Right. Can I ask a really uncomfortable question? For the time being, have you given up trying to fix this?
No.
You haven't? Okay.
No.
Got it. So it's just you at the moment. You're relying on referrals. You've looked at support, spoke to a few people, but you haven't really found anyone that kind of satisfies your needs or that you felt comfortable to go ahead with. Look, if I told you I'm a one-man band telephone prospector and I typically help small business owners get meetings in the diary, would you be against an exploratory conversation to show you how I did do it?
Yeah, not at all.
Cool.
Be quite keen to explore more.
Sure. Have you got your calendar there?
Yeah.
Cool. What date you're looking at?
Let me have a look.
Sure. Next Wednesday,
12 p.m. I could do 12:30. How's that?
Yes, that's perfect.
Cool. What email would you like that sent to? Got it. Cool. Well, I will drop you through a calendar invite. On that call, we'll just have a number of questions for you. If I genuinely don't believe I can help you, you wouldn't be uncomfortable if I told you no, would you?
No, not at all, no.
Brilliant. And you sound like a straight up business owner as well. I'm sure you won't be uncomfortable telling me no, will you?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Brilliant. Last thing for me, is there anything I haven't asked you that I should have that would be useful to know ahead of the call?
No, not really, no. I think if on the call we can talk costs as well, just so we can
of course.
See whether it's something that we can do or not. That'd be great. But yeah, no, otherwise I'm looking forward to it.
Brilliant.
Lovely.
Look
Thanks
forward to
very
it. Have a
much.
great week. Enjoy the weather.
You too. Bye.
Lee, it's Joe. You're probably going to hate me for this. It's actually a sales call. I'm not sure if you prefer to hang up in disappointment or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
Don't know. I mean, go for it.
30 seconds. If it's not relevant, let me know, Lee. So
Okay.
I work with business owners who are doing well and have plans to keep growing, but have the honesty to admit new business is causing a couple of concerns. They say that there's not quite enough new business meetings in the diary. They come in peaks and troughs, ebbs and flows, and they can never really seem to find the time to prospect themselves. And others have worked with agencies before who have massively overpromised and underdelivered, and it's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouths. And some are just cold hard capitalists and have a dream set of people they'd like to be in front of, but they're not. But you might tell me life's stress-free and you don't relate to or recognise any of those, Lee.
Well, our company is very, very unusual. Essentially, I had a company which I sold back in 2010.
Okay.
The company that bought it managed to fuck it right up. And so I got asked to create another company for some of my, older, better customers. So that's what we have now. We've got a company where there's only 6 of us working. We've got, 3 massive customers and then a handful of others. We've never done any advertising, marketing, anything like that. And to be honest, we don't really take on any new business apart from when many of these other customers need new projects.
Okay, so it sounds like you got burnt in the past and as a result you now run a lifestyle business.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the first business became a lifestyle business at some point. Essentially, I think, we were doing pretty good doing what we're doing. But I guess the problem we have today is that anyone developing any fresh applications, they're doing it on AWS or Azure.
Okay.
Our business is pretty much like a legacy-based business. So we provide very, very good like boutique hosting, people who have got specific applications with specific requirements. They need a lot of care and attention over their infrastructure. And even then, the 3 customers that we have, which are huge, they have actually lost all of their own salespeople that push these products. So, I mean, to be honest, I'm hearing this every day from all kinds of IT companies that they're just, I don't know really, they're just getting rid of so many people and they're not selling, the products that they have.
Wow.
I'm
Can
not
I ask
quite
a
sure
personal
what
question?
Yeah, go on.
Are you worried about the market maybe switching to Azure and Microsoft services?
Well, I mean, I think, that is happening a lot of the time. We've had a number of customers who have gone off and done the AWS thing. But then we've also had some customers who have come back who've said it's just a bloody nightmare. So, I don't know. I'm 51 now. The money's in the bank. I don't really care too much. I've said to the boys who work for me, look, you guys want to keep your skills current because this will come to an end one day. It's not infinite. But my kind of take on it is that it will finish when it finishes,
Got it. And there's no appetite to grow it or change it or rock the boat at all by the sounds of it. Well,
I mean, we would be happy to take on customers, if it was easy. And when I say easy, right, I appreciate that, that's probably a stupid thing to say, but give an example, right? As I said, we provide a ridiculous level of service, okay? It's like nothing anyone's ever seen. And you might hear that before, but if I tell you that, we deal with all support requests typically within 6 or 7 minutes, okay? Like I say, we've got very small numbers of customers. They just email us and someone just gets on it straight away and it's done, okay? So it's the best way that it's been described to me. Someone just said, oh, it's like having your own internal IT department. You just send you an email and the next thing you know, bang, it's done. So the service is stonking. We've got very, very high skill levels in our company. The infrastructure that we run is all premium stuff. We just don't have downtime. We don't have issues, okay?
Yeah.
Now, when you get asked to tender for something, like one came in a while back, a company who are providing online learning. We actually have a company like that already. We've got a company called Bedrock who do online learning portals that they sell off to schools and stuff.
Okay.
So this other company come along and they were looking, they just Googled for, like VMware cloud providers or managed service providers or something and just asked to tender for it. They had a whole load of VMs. They wanted this, that, and the other thing, and what have you. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I costed it up. And I said to them, oh, at the moment, you're probably in the ballpark of like 30K a month. So we got through like their phase 1 tender. And then on phase 2, it was a case of having a proper chat with them, fine tuning, and then giving a better quote. So we did all that. And in that chat, I asked, other companies like where we were kind of sitting in terms of the commercials. And, more or less out the ballpark was what was said. And so I just said to the guy, I said, look, being honest, is there any worth me spending time giving you a much more detailed proposal now? And he just said, unless you can get down to somewhere near 15K a month, it's just not worth it. And I just looked at what they wanted in terms of infrastructure and looked at the support and service they're after. And I just, I said to the others, you can't do it for 15K a month. You just can't. Not here, not the way that we do it. You'd have to be the standard bullshit where someone sends a support ticket in. After a day, you get some brain dead reply from a level 1 monkey who basically just says, can I have more information? And then refers it to someone else. That kind of crap. And so I just said, this is the challenge that we have. We run extremely good, extremely fast storage on our VMware platform. But when you work out cost per gig, it looks stupid when compared to, Amazon and Azure. And again, some guy sat behind a desk, just looks at a bill and he's like, well, why are we paying, like 1,500 quid a month on storage? This is like X gig or X terabytes. I can go and get that from Amazon for, peanuts. And so, again, you're just constantly fighting this battle. So
yeah, it sounds like a bit of a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, so for people who know us, or if we get recommended to a company from one of our existing customers, then, it's all about the service and the support first and the cost comes second. Yeah. But when we're talking about just, generic sales and tendering for new business, because the people don't know us from Adam, they won't believe you. They won't, if you say something like, oh, we've had 100% uptime for the last 11 years, and we answer all our support tickets within about, less than 10 minutes. Someone just says, well, I call bullshit on that,
Yeah. Can I ask, Lee, because of this pretty crap experience of going through tenders, have you completely given up trying to get in front of new customers and selling to them?
Well, I haven't given up as such, but I am not a marketing advertising guy, okay? I never have been. And so we just, like I say, we don't do it. And it's very, very rare. I guess, so back in the early days when we started this new company, one of my customers is a digital marketing agency, And we sat down with them and we looked at all of this kind of stuff. And I think the takeaway from it was that, you know, we were going to be blowing some serious money on that side of things.
Yeah.
With, you know, almost, I mean, it seemed to be pointless because at the time, although like, I've been doing this all my life, you know, the Kronos was basically a brand new company. So we had no track record. And I just said, like, what's the point of marketing us? Because as soon as someone comes along and goes, oh, how long have you been trading? Oh, what, 6 months? See ya. You know, it doesn't go anywhere, which again goes back to my old model, which is people who know me or have been customers for a long time. You know, that lack of experience or lack of, you know, trading history on a new company doesn't bother them at all.
Yeah.
So, you know, so essentially, yeah, the company was built off of the back of an old customer list of very good customers I've had for years. But as I say, a lot of these guys, you know, they're kind of slowly going under in their own way.
Yeah.
Like I say,
can I ask, Lee, because of all this going on, have you closed your mind to any external support of people that could potentially help you on the new business side, get you into tenders, get you in front of people who maybe have problems, resonate with them, and a level of an appetite to fix them?
Yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I get countless emails every week from people who, you know, they want to give you sales leads and all kinds of stuff. I never bother replying to any of them.
Yeah, me neither.
Because, yeah, I mean, they're just, you know, and half of them look like CAC. And I'm like, if you can't even market yourself to me, you know, how are you going to market us to others?
Yeah. Okay.
But no, I mean,
well, let me ask you this, Lee. Let's pretend for a second that I could help you, and we sat down and we had a conversation, and you genuinely believed I could help you by the end of it, could help you get in front of more people who have appetite for your service. Is there any reason you wouldn't have a 30, 45-minute conversation to explore this further?
No, I mean, like I say, you know, I think it would be good. But, you know, very rarely do I get phone calls from people who are looking to do this kind of work. It's always just, you know, a quick email.
Would you have preferred an email?
No.
Okay.
No, like I say, I just delete them on site.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it's just me. This is what I do. I pick up the phone and kick down doors for my clients. Have you got your diary there? We can maybe schedule a conversation. If by the end of it you don't like what I do or how I present myself, you can throw me out and you won't hear from me again.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Okay. What date works for you, Lee? Okay. Could do next Monday or next Tuesday. Okay. Okay. Should do 2 p.m. Tuesday. Okay. What email would you like that sent to? Okay. So my name's Joe, and I'm called a Curious Idiot. So I'll come from Joe at CuriousIdiot. .co.uk. If by the end of that call I'm genuinely not convinced I can help you, you wouldn't be uncomfortable if I turned around and told you no or pointed you in another direction, would you? Yep. Yep. And if by the end of it likewise, if you don't feel you're convinced, you wouldn't be uncomfortable turning around and telling me no, by the sounds of it.
No, like I say, I think, you know, the challenge is to basically get in front of people who, you know, the pains that they have that cause them serious pain are the things that we do very, very well.
Yep.
You know, if some guys just, I mean, this company I told you about that were doing the online learning stuff, they've been with their hosting provider for yonks. They're not particularly dissatisfied with the service, but because they're about to go through like a major refresh and all kinds of stuff, they thought it would be a good idea just to stick it out to tender.
Yep.
And you know, that kind of company is like, well, if I had to call it, I would say it's more than likely they're just going to stay with their current host.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we could choose some fat, have a conversation about this, and understand if it's worth doing a trial or a taste a month of some sort. Does that sound fair?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro. Last question from me. You're not going to hang up the phone and think, oh no, I've just arranged to meet with a cold caller salesperson, are you?
No. I think, let's have a look. 22nd July. There we go. Done.
You got it popped up, bro.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, no, like I say, I get very few phone calls for this kind of stuff. So, I'm kind of interested.
Bro.
Hopefully, from what I've said so far, if you already thought, can't really do much for this guy, then you would have said it by now.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to get through. I've got a lot of questions for you, but I appreciate this is just a cold call with itself. I can't ask you everything here and now. But yeah, it's been good speaking with you, Lee. Before we end this call, is there anything I haven't asked you that I should have?
No, not really. No.
Bro.
We'll see how it goes next week.
Bro, well, look forward to it, and I'll give you a shout
Okay,
Monday,
okay.
just checking you still want to go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. All right, cheers very much.
Good speaking, thank you.
Thanks, mate. Bye now.
Well, hello, is that Jack?
Yes, who's it?
Jack, it's Joe. You're probably going to hate me for this. It's actually a sales call. I'm not sure if
I
you
won't
want...
hate you for that.
You won't hate me for it? Well, you'll be the first one today. It's up to you.
Go on.
30 seconds. If it's not relevant, you can let me know. Fair?
Sorry, what's your name again?
My name's Joe. So I get invited in by, I'm a one-man band telephone prospector. I get invited in by business owners who have a few concerns on the new business side of things. They say, like, look, we're great when we get in front of people, but it can often be a challenge to kick down doors and get meetings in the diary. Others have just...
So how old are you?
What do you mean? How old am I?
How young are you?
How young am I?
Yeah.
Have a guess. How old do I sound?
30.
Close. Very close. It's a bit of a compliment. Yeah, I'm 28. Okay. What made you ask my age out of interest, Jack?
How long have you been doing this? Sorry?
What made you ask my age out of interest?
Energy, all of that. So yeah, I'm interested, Joe. Good call.
Okay, can I ask a few questions to see if it's relevant or not?
Yeah.
So out of the things I mentioned, which one stood out to you? Is it not enough meetings in the diary, or is it work with agencies who have just done a bad job before? Which one stood out to you?
I've been selling for 35 years, so both of them, right? I've seen it all. I've paid lots of money for shit services. Clients.
Jack, it's cutting out a bit. I heard you
I'm
say...
in Saint-Tropez, mate.
Ah, you're in Saint-Tropez. I heard you say you've seen it all, you've paid money for shite services. I didn't catch anything else.
And generally, it's the same as you say. You put me in front of someone in one-to-one, I'll get the fucking deal. But getting to people now is a real fucking pain because no one picks up their phone. These emails, even if they are absolutely perfect, right? So I need to get in front of people. Okay. So I need your help.
Okay, so you're great when you get in front of people. Just getting in front of them is a real pain, as you can send a perfect email.
I know everyone that I need to in banking, but the technologies I work with at the moment are applicable to a much wider market than banking. And I've been working with banks for 35 years. I don't even know how to spell AstraZeneca or GSK, right? So I need to reach those people too. So anything Fortune 500, Fortune 250, Fortune 100, that's who I'm after.
Okay, and can I ask, what are you currently doing, or what have you previously done to get in front of these sorts of people?
Gone to conferences, hosted dinners, spoken at or done exhibitions, you name it, had SDR teams, done it all.
Okay.
And I'm 52 years old, right?
Yep.
I don't want to manage a team of sales prospectors and have to recruit and train them then manage them and fucking fire them. So I'm done with all of that. I've had, what was it, £1,000 appointment on modelling. Gold is shit. So I'm interested, and this is not too far from an outsourced SDR by the sound
Yeah,
of
well,
things, but you've got a little bit of sparkle about you, so maybe you can do it.
Well, I'm flattered. It sounds like, yeah, you've got a lot of grey hairs along the way from wrestling with salespeople and crappy agencies who have just overpromised and under-delivered.
They're very... Right? And then the ones that are selling everything else, they're really rare. So, you know.
Yeah. So
Okay,
let me ask you this, Jack. Fast forward 6-12 months. What would good look like to you? What would have changed, or what would be happening for you to say it was worth us working together?
How long? 6-12 months. So 2 leads a month that are actually turning into a decent business opportunity. So if I could increase, my pipeline at the moment is filled for about 16 to 20 opportunities.
Okay.
If I could turn that into 30 to 40, I'd be very happy.
Okay. So doubling the pipeline, and then it'll double, I'm sure, double results at the bottom as well.
I haven't got enough capacity to do more than about 40.
Okay.
40 deals at a time.
Okay.
That sounds like a lot, but, you know, that's 40 emails a week, right? So, you know, what's that? So 6 emails a day.
Okay. So I just want to kind of just parrot back what I've heard. So you've seen it all, been there, done it over the years, worked with crap salespeople, crap agencies. Emailing hasn't been as effective as of recently, but the aim is to get in front of Fortune 500, Fortune 250 companies, fill your pipeline up with opportunity, double your pipeline, and then it should double the results at the bottom. Can I ask, based on the conversation, the questions I've asked, these answers I've given, do you believe that the way that I've conducted myself could help you get in front of those sorts of people?
That's the only reason I'm speaking to you, is because you've got some chutzpah about you.
It's almost like I do it for a living, hey? So I know you're in Saint-Tropez at the moment. Is there any reason you wouldn't invest 30, 45 minutes in a conversation to explore this further?
I don't think I need to invest 35 to 40 minutes. I think you just need to send me a fucking proposal.
Tell you a proposal now?
Yeah, I know that, right? So let me ask you a few questions, right? Do I get you, or do I get your protege?
Would you want me?
I mean, you know, that's very... Is this call recorded? So, yeah, I mean, look, you remind me of myself 20 years ago, right? You're invincible, full of that. You're not offended by rejection. You're not scared of rejection. You see every phone call as an opportunity, not for rejection, but for success, right? And so you're naturally positive. And to be this positive at 3:30 on a Friday afternoon is a remarkable feat, which is why I like you. So I want to know, how many of you are there? Who do you already know that you can walk me into? How does your pricing work? What happens if you don't deliver?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, how much time do you have right now, Jack?
I'm stuck in a traffic jam on my way back to my house.
Okay.
I've got 15 minutes, but, you know, give us a go.
Sure, I've got 5 minutes, so I'll keep it brief.
Okay.
So, if I told you I'm a one-man band, so what you hear is what you get, would that put you up?
Fine, lovely, good.
Cool. If I said my initial proposal is I'd need to sit down to understand more of the intricacies about the business to understand if I genuinely could help you. But after that did happen, my next steps I'd propose would be a taster month. That's a month of calling for you every single day. You get conversation recordings, daily updates, and proof of what I'm doing, where I'm speaking to decision makers within your market.
Yeah.
And we're looking to just work on the process.
So remind me your name. Simon, was it?
Joe. I go by a curious idiot.
Sorry, Joe. So, Joe, are these people you already know, or are you cold calling them?
What do you mean when you say people I...
Well, you know, if you know the CISO at fucking AstraZeneca, do you have him on speed dial and you're going to phone him up and ask how his family is, make sure that his team won the football, say thank you for lunch last week, and by the way, you need to speak to Jack, or are you having to cold pitch every single time?
If I said cold pitch every single time, would that put you off?
No.
Okay.
It just means it will take longer. It means that I'm saying that if I could get 2 additional pipe opportunities a month, that would make me very happy. But if you knew everyone, you could probably deliver me 10 in 2 months.
Yeah.
And we'd achieve things a lot quicker. So it's just a question of how much effort you've got to put in and how long I have to wait to get work. I have no doubt whatsoever, Joe, that you'll be successful in doing this. How many other customers do you have?
So I kept myself at 4. Currently, I've got 3. So I have space for 1 client.
Who's the other 3?
The other 3? What do you want? The business names, description of the companies. What do you want?
A business name. A business name is great because if I know them, you don't need to say those words. All of it is pen testing, automation, fraud prevention, authentication stuff. I have, generally, right, work with 4 decision maker for all of them. Okay? So we can have a run through on which one of these we like the look of, whether it's stock automation, pen testing, or one of the others, which one you think you can do the best with, or which story resonates best. We lead with that, and then I can do well with the others.
Yeah, for sure.
Jack, do you have any experience with cyber?
Jack, I've got to jump for a call in 2 minutes. Would you be against setting up a short conversation at another time to explore this further, and we can really chew some fat around this?
Yeah.
For sure. Have you got your calendar there?
Text me your email address. No, I'm in the car and my Bluetooth isn't working because my car got flooded. So I'm just holding my phone up and I need to drive. So if you text me your email address, I'll email you when I get home and we'll set up time for early next week, okay?
Sounds good, Jack. So, yep, okay, I'll drop you a text on this number. I'll do it after my meeting and then we can set up a call next week.
Okay.
Last thing for me, if I don't, as a good old-fashioned, I've got to make sure I do what I preach. If I don't hear back from you, what should I do? Should I follow up? Should I assume the message wasn't received, or should I assume it was a polite way of saying, go away, never bother me again?
Time to waste.
For sure. Cool. All right, Jack, I'll drop you an email shortly. Enjoy Saint-Tropez. You're probably going to hate me for this. It is a sales call on a Monday morning. I'm not sure if you want to hang up or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
As you've been so honest, I'm going to hear you out.
Well, it's downhill from here then. 30 seconds, let's see. So I get invited in by...
At least I can tell you're definitely a human being. There's no way out. Right?
Yeah, touche. Well, I get invited in by business owners in the software space who are growing nicely, but if they're honest, they've got a couple of concerns when it comes to the new business piece of the puzzle. They say, look, we're great when we get in front of people, we get a lot of referrals, but it can be quite challenging to get enough new business appointments in the diary, top of funnel. Others have just worked with agencies or robots before who have overpromised and underdelivered, and it's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouth. But I get the feeling you're probably going to tell me life's stress-free and you don't relate to or recognise those things.
No, that's not. It's very clever because you know full well that's not entirely true, is it?
Well, most people tell me everything's perfect. Do you think they're lying to me?
There's 99.99999% of people are not living stress-free. So either you haven't worked that out yet. It's a very good lie. or people are lying to you, as you well know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let me explain what I'm doing. It's absurd. It's me. I'm not trying to find dozens of clients. It's me. I'm only going to be able to work with 2 or 3 clients like 2 at the same time. I'm not trying to generate a multi-million-dollar ARR business here. It's me.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is it the case that you know who you need to go after and it's going to be quite easy to get in front of them, or is it the case that you're just going to...
No, it's not going to be at all. This guy, I already know it's going to be incredibly hard, and actually what I'm to get that, and then what I'm offering, no one's offering what I'm offering. But like anything in life, as you know, the key is to get in front of people. So I already know getting in front of people is going to be the biggest challenge.
Okay. Mind if I ask a few questions about that?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so when you say the hard thing's going to be getting in front of people, you sound like you've come from a background with a lot of experience. What have you previously done to get in front of them, or what are you going to try and do to get in front of them?
There's a range of companies, but honestly, I have no idea who those companies are, let alone who the founders are. I haven't done any of that work yet.
May I ask why not?
Because I wasn't ready to discuss and sell it very cleanly with people before. I've only just got to the point where I've worked out how to explain it in a sales process. Otherwise, you end up burning cycle. You just keep resetting the entire time. If you can't convince people that this is a problem that needs solving very simply, no one's going to buy it, are they? So the whole business development effort is wasted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but what you've described to me, Matt, is you understand clearly who your ideal client profiles are. You've identified what the key problem is. Now it sounds like it's just a case of execution. Not that it sounds like you're speaking about something that might be hard, but it may be that it just hasn't got round to trying that yet, and it might not be.
It might well be that to generate some conversations with founders, etc. I am going to have to clearly email right to more than 3 people, right? I also understand the conversions.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Obviously, generating opportunities is the result of doing something well or doing something. What is it you either need to start doing or stop doing in order to get that as an outcome?
So the question is too complicated. Try again.
So it sounds like it's hard to get in front of people. That's what you're trying to do. So you either need to do something in order to do that. And you said it's letters and data.
But if I understand your question, a simpler way of saying it would have been, where's your bottleneck? So what? Well, it's partly there isn't one. I'm not trying at the moment. Does that make sense? Yeah. But when I do, I don't know, because I haven't really put any thought into it. I have a rough idea of what I would like to do. But...
Okay, so would it be fair to say, based on your current position, then you've probably closed your mind to working with external partners who could perhaps help you get in front of people? You just need to try it, first of all, by the sounds of it.
No, I haven't. I'm not closed-minded to that. No, I'm not. I'm not closed-minded to it, but if you think about it, it's so personal. The product is me. So if I'm not the person contacting the founder, how does it? Do you see what I mean? How does it work? It's nothing against any external company. How could it possibly work if it's not me reaching out? Think about it from the buyer's perspective. It doesn't make any sense, does it? You tell me. What do you think?
You're saying if you're a one-man band consultant, you need to lead with your expertise rather than have someone do it on your behalf.
You right? Drop being me. You drop being you in your role. Think about you're that founder, right? Who I talked about. What would you think if it wasn't who reached out to you directly with something personal?
Okay.
How could that? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
To put yourself in the shoes of that person.
Yeah. Can I ask a blunt question to challenge that?
Yeah, go on.
How do you know either way without having tried it?
No, that's a fair question. But there's a totally fair question. But you didn't answer my original one, which is to discuss. Let's put ourselves in the shoes of that person.
Yeah. Are there people out there who work with who are consultants that sell in a very personal thing that only the founder can, that have salespeople doing it on his behalf? Are there businesses like that exist out there?
Yeah, but there are. But that's so okay. Hey, I've got this product. Da 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 da. Do you not get it? The product and it's intertwined with me. But I'm just saying, you're the person reaching. You're the founder. You get that. It's explaining that. I'm seeing in the founder. I'd be like, so okay, basically this guy has some experience within what I do, the type of company, and he's seen something that he thinks is basically a root issue that most companies like mine face, right? And probably a blind spot I haven't got. Why hasn't he contacted me about it? If it's him, right? Do you know? Are you following me?
I'm following you.
I'm not trying to objection handle you or push back on it. I'm just being realistic, right? I'm asking you, how could it work?
Yeah, well, yeah. It sounds like what you're saying to me. This is the internal battle you're having in your head of what route to go down.
No, that's not. No, that's not a battle I'm having in my head at all. I'm just saying to you, I'm putting you on the spot. All right, okay. Put the question a different way around. Whatever your company do, take that and think, okay, how do you approach the end target like that and expect? Because let's face it, right? Pushing companies like yours, you get paid. People get paid for the results, don't they? If you're going to do this type of work. If I was going to take someone on to help me, surely it has to be paid on some type of results. So if I'm also in someone else's shoes helping me, I need to know that I can actually produce results, right? Otherwise the whole thing's meaningless, isn't it?
Yeah, ultimately, yeah. If you want to get paid, you need to deliver results.
Yeah, so is that even feasible for someone to help me externally?
I'll be honest with you. At this stage, I don't know enough about your business, what you do, to say I definitely can help. But if I told you I'm a one-man band and what I typically do is have conversations like this on the phone on behalf of my clients in order to book meetings, I mean, is there any reason you wouldn't have an exploratory conversation to chew some fat about this?
I'm happy to explore this with people. If someone can help, I'd be all ears to it.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, it sounds like... Yeah, it's an interesting position. This is a very, very unique conversation. One I'm really not used to having. It's interesting headspace you're in.
When you spent your career, look, you're very good at it. I can tell you're very good at doing these type of calls, right? And objection, and the way you ask your questions are very clever, right? Because you've got me to say no to things, which is also something that psychologically breaks the barriers. Very clever, by the way. But if I gave you a very different type of role, some of the things you do, it won't work, right? You'd be like, well, hang on a minute, how do I change who I am and how I act? That doesn't happen overnight, does it?
Nope. Yep. I'm struggling because this is a very, very unique conversation. I don't know enough yet to say I definitely can help you, but it's some of the things you said about... understanding about the direction you're going to go with getting in front of people is something people typically meet with me for if they're having challenges with data.
Well, you will.
What do you
I was going to say you obviously have something I don't have, and if I don't have the data, I can't do anything. So either buy the data or someone can help me get in the door. So I'm not closed-minded to it. And obviously, look, at least you are a human with high levels of skill doing this, right? So I suppose actually I might be just probably overanalyzing, right, the potential of what this does. You're just trying to set up meetings, I presume, aren't you? Am I overthinking actually how much you need to know about these things to help book meetings for people?
Well, let me throw it to you. It sounds like you've got a lot of experience in this space. What to you makes a qualified meeting? What is the criteria of someone to be sat in front of you?
For this situation, in what I'm doing now, it's a founder, chief exec of
a company, and that's it. That's literally it. It could be there's nothing more than that. It could be someone saying, "Okay,
Do they need
fair point.
do they
I'm
need to have a
interested."
problem or a challenge?
No. Yes.
Okay.
But yes, but it's one of those situations, Joe, where it's highly It's actually highly unlikely you're going to get a founder to admit that on a phone call. It's so. Do you see what I mean? It's so deep.
Could we reverse engineer that slightly?
Yeah,
So
go on.
that sounds like that's the root cause. What are the symptoms that would be showing up in the business on a day-to-day basis that the founder would recognise?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what we need to dig into.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can tell by me talk about it. That's what I've been trying to
Yeah.
work.
Okay. I mean, I appreciate this is a cold call. What do you want
It's
to
not-
do
it's
from
not
here?
a,
What do you want to do? I appreciate I've called you out of the blue and.
And we should have another call in at the beginning of January.
Okay.
But this has actually been incredibly useful, because actually then it gives me something to think about ahead of that. Because I can see where you're going with it. You're asking very good questions, by the way. They're the right questions, aren't they? Because if you don't know that, and I can't explain it, you probably also know, well, where's this going to go, right? Because you can't sell it, which is then an issue, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I rung up people and say I use psychological tropes, deep listening skills in order to book qualified meetings with people, so you can sell, you can add revenue to the bottom line, people are just going to tell me to F off. But like you say, you need to say it in simple terms. Not enough meetings in the diary. They've worked with agencies who have overpromised, underdelivered, or they've had salespeople who are reluctant or not motivated to pick up the phone. This is what we need to get to with your stuff. You need to break the
exactly.
operational rhythm down into symptoms they
to
recognise
some
on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to explore that to see if that is possible. Okay. So do you say you want to diarise some time January? I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's early days. I don't know yet if I definitely can help you or be right for each other, but we can choose some fat around it. And you sound like a straight up guy, and we can have a conversation about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. Have you got your calendar there? You're not going to hang up the phone and think, "Oh no, I've just arranged to meet with a salesperson," are you?
Joe, what do you think I am?
Well, yeah.
I'm just a year-old version of you who's gone down a slightly different path in life.
The reason I asked, you got one last chance to bail. Once you, I'm like a vampire. Once you accept the invite, you can't rescind it.
Well, to be honest with you, I thought when you called me, I answered. I don't know why I answered. I thought it was my bloody insurance company.
Well, I wish I was selling you life insurance then, but.
No, thanks. You're better off doing what you're doing. You're better at it.
Thank you. I'm flattered. All right, Matt. Well, yeah, have a great Christmas, and we'll speak in the new year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, have a good one. Bye-bye. Bye.
Probably going to hate me for this. I'm sure you get hounded with them. It's actually a sales call. Not sure if you'd let me have 30 seconds or if you want to hang up in peace.
Depends what you're selling.
Depends what I'm selling. 30 seconds. Let's see. So I'm a one-man band telephone prospector. I get invited in by IT businesses who are growing nicely but have a few concerns on the new business piece of the puzzle. They say, look, we are great when we get in front of people, but it can often be a challenge to kick down the initial door and get meetings in the diary without relying on referrals. Others have just worked with agencies who have overpromised and underdelivered, and it's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouths. And a few have just noticed salespeople have been a bit reluctant or not motivated to pick up the phone and speak to decision makers. But you're probably going to tell me life's stress-free and you don't relate to or recognise any of those. I get the feeling, Jonathan.
Your timing couldn't be more perfect.
Timing couldn't be more perfect. Okay.
Yeah, it could be one of those sales calls where you've caught me at the right time.
Okay, well, can I ask a few questions, see if it's worth us speaking further or leaving it here?
You can do. You've got a right approach. You've got my attention. Yeah, spot on so far.
Sure. So let me ask you this. Out of those three challenges, which one made you say timing couldn't be more perfect? Is it not enough meetings? Is it work with an agency that have overpromised and underdelivered? Or is it salespeople not picking up the phone? Which one do you relate to or recognise out of interest?
The second one.
Second one? Agency?
Yeah. So agencies that have... So I've we've worked with a couple of agencies, and we've also worked with, well, we've had telephone prospecting agency that sort of did all of that for us. Total waste of money, total waste of effort. Moved on to somebody else. Total waste of money, total waste of effort.
Okay.
So I personally, because it's ultimately my business and I class the business money as my money, I've probably thrown the best part of
Crikey.
yeah, over sort of 2-3 years with zero return.
Crikey.
So
That sounds bloody
plenty,
annoying.
Yeah, so plenty of appointments. Well, there were appointments that then didn't really mature into actual physical appointments.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I think they were just bullshit. Well, I think the people were real, but I think they just felt under pressure, just said yes. But when it came to actually getting in front of them, it was impossible.
Okay.
So
can I ask a bit of a blunt question?
Yeah.
When you first started working with these guys, what was it that they demonstrated to you so fantastically that made you believe they could help you?
I can't really answer that honestly because it was another director who's no longer with us for this very reason. So, yeah, I invested quite a lot of money into the previous managing director to support him with the various different things that he wanted to do to try and scale the business and generate inquiries, and it was a total waste of time. But I probably spent, including his salary and everything else, I'm being very open here and transparent, I probably spent the best part of none of which provided return on investment. So, where does that leave us now? I'm going old school into business networking.
Sure.
And just getting back out there and actually start drumming up business. So why I say your timing is quite good, I'm in the market to effectively get an appointment set up.
Okay. So can I ask a bit of a blunt question, Jonathan?
Mm-hmm.
So because of this
I don't
terrible...
know if that's you or not.
What do you mean?
Well, is it you that would be ringing prospects, or are you acting on behalf of an agency? Are you a one-man person and that's it? I think you said you were a one-man band.
Yeah, would that put you off if I was a one-man band?
No, not at all. But far from it. I'd probably better.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I work alone, sit in my room and do this for a living. So I'm just a little bit confused because there's so many bad experiences. Why haven't you just given up with lead gen agencies as a whole?
Because my best friend and sales consultant who came in to see, I paid him to come in and speak to the managing director, and I sat in on that meeting, and I listened to what he had to say. He's done cold calling for the last 25 years. He prospects his own leads, works for a fintech company, probably one of the highest paying salespeople there. But that 20 odd years of working in fintech, cold calling, setting appointments, getting in front of people, and the different techniques that he's used to research a business, research the heads of department, whoever it was that he was trying to get in front of, to know about them as a person, what their hobbies were, and find an avenue in via email to then get in front of them. He was very, very useful in terms of presenting potential new markets that we were looking at to specialise in and the different approaches.
Okay.
I would have loved to have employed him to do.
I was going to say,
what
sounds
we
like a
needed.
catch.
Yeah, so I would have loved to have employed him to do what we wanted, but we couldn't afford him. However, he did provide a very good brief, and equally, I would probably want to work with him to work with somebody like yourself to effectively do what he would otherwise do, but under his guidance and expertise.
So let me ask you this. As I say, we've only been speaking 5-10 minutes on this sales call. I don't know enough yet to say I definitely can help you. I'd have to ask a lot more questions to understand. But let's pretend I could help you and you sat down with me and you genuinely believed it. Is there any reason you wouldn't invest 45 minutes in a conversation to explore this further?
I would, actually, yeah.
You would be against that, sorry?
No, I wouldn't be against it. I would probably do it, but I'd probably want to tie it in with my colleague.
Sure.
I was just talking about.
Yep. It sounds like it will be a joint decision, a joint assessment to see if we were.
Well, I think
fit.
I would be guided by his. I would be guided by his assessment of what he would think of somebody like you doing that job.
Sure.
So it's better to go to somebody who's got 25, 30 years of experience of it, and as opposed to me getting drawn into a sales call.
Okay.
Because ultimately you're selling to me, whereas actually I need to hire your services to sell and get us an appointment in front of a business that's not happy with their IT.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. So let me ask you this, Jonathan. Based on the questions I've asked, the answers I've given, do you believe the manner in which I conduct myself on the telephone could work with your ideal prospects?
Yeah, well, you got past me. So, you might have just thought, that was quite easy. Actually, it's not.
It's easy to get past you, did you say?
I normally hang up. I've normally hung up within the first few seconds.
What's different this time?
Your approach.
Oh, interesting. It's almost like I do it for a living, isn't it?
Exactly. I'm more bothered about results. So
of course, me too.
A result.
Me too.
Yeah. So a result to me is an appointment.
Yeah, sure. Well, an appointment or a qualified appointment?
I say a qualified appointment. That is to actually go and have a Teams call with the person. It's booked in.
Because you told me earlier people were getting you appointments, but it was with any old Tom, Dick and Harry. You don't want that though, do you?
No, I want a genuine appointment.
Ultimately, if I'm not getting them for you, you won't pay me, will you?
That is how I would gauge a response, a return on investment. If I then get in front of that business and that then converts into a long-term client, it's paid for itself.
Sure.
Where this has gone wrong in the past is month 1, 0, month 2, 0, month 3, 0, or maybe then month 4, 1 appointment, month 5, 2 appointments that didn't come to anything, didn't even come to actually an appointment, a physical appointment or a Teams appointment. It was there, but they didn't show up. Chased them down, nothing happened. And at that point, when it gets to 6 months, I generally pull the plug.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Why did you wait 6 months?
I would very much be based on 1 month, nothing, then it's nothing.
Me too.
It just stops at that point.
Sure. Yeah, me too.
I'm very keen on exploring some new markets, one of which I've already spent quite a lot of time on, and the right person hasn't come along for effectively doing this prospecting piece. So I think that's why I'm saying your timing's quite good. So what my view is, probably need to get another meeting set up with you, with my colleague, and probably give you a bit more of a structure and a brief of what we want.
Sure. Okay.
What does that sound like to you?
Yeah, we can do that. We can choose some fat, and on that call, then I'm going to have a number of questions for you. And if by the end of it I'm genuinely not convinced I'm a fit for you, you wouldn't be upset if I told you no, would you?
No, not at all.
Brilliant. And you sound like a straight up guy. I'm sure you'll have no reservations telling me no, will you?
Exactly.
Brilliant. And then after that,
What's
typically,
your gut feeling at the moment?
I like your focus. The fact that you're targeting specific areas and specific sectors. I'm just interested in digging in what went wrong with these other companies. Was it something negligent on their behalf, or was it something that was wrong with the brief in the setup? But I need to ask a number of questions to get under the hood of that.
I suspect it's a combination of brief and also the agency overselling, promising the earth. We can do this, we can do that. This is the types of results that we've had. Yada yada yada. Yeah. So, and I think it was probably, although there were some niche markets in that historically, I don't think they were that focused, and I don't think the message was very clear. We've got a very clear message now. I've got a very clear target audience for what is a very tricky sector.
Sure.
MSPs getting in front of businesses, decision makers, and equally the hassle of moving from one MSP to another MSP. Most businesses just don't want the pain.
Yeah.
So they will. It's better the devil you know. So for a business to want to move, they've got to be really pissed off.
Yeah.
And it's a very hard, it's a very hard sell trying to sort of win new clients in our space.
Mm-hmm.
So unless something's gone catastrophically wrong and they're being really let down, getting new inquiries come through is usually because something's gone wrong somewhere and they're not very happy.
Yeah, and once you get them and do a good job, they seem to be very sticky as well.
Yeah.
Which makes
so as long as you then continue. Yeah.
Yeah, well, how do you propose we set this up?
Let me have that phone call. If you haven't heard from me by the end of next week, give me a nudge.
Cool. And this isn't a test. You're not going to test me to see how I handle follow-ups, are you?
In what way?
Sometimes someone says, follow up with me next week if you don't hear back from me, and they're doing it as a test just to see how I'm handling it, how I would do it on their behalf.
No, it's not a bad idea. So it's a good idea. I'll take that.
So basically, I'm not going to hear back from you, so I need to follow up with you next Friday.
No, you are going to hear back from me. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Joe. It's probably gone better than you thought. Let me come back to you.
Last thing from me, you're not going to hang up the phone and think, oh no, I've just arranged to meet with a salesperson, are you?
No, not at all. I would have clocked off over 20 seconds into the call. So.
You would have plopped off over 20 minutes ago. Wish you well and speak soon. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
You're probably going to hate me for this. It's actually a sales call. I'm not sure if you want to hang up in disappointment or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
What are you selling, mate?
What am I selling? If I told you I'm a one-man band telephone prospector, I get invited in by MDs of businesses who are growing nicely but have a few concerns on the new business piece of the puzzle. They say, like, look, we're great when we get in front of people, but it can often be challenging to kick down the initial door and get the meeting in the diary. And others have just worked with agencies who have overpromised and underdelivered, and it's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouths. But you're probably going to tell me life's stress-free and you don't relate to or recognise any of those, Andy. I get the feeling.
No, completely understand that.
Completely. Well, most tell me everything's perfect. Do you think they're lying to me?
Of course they are.
Of course they are. Well, you can say it, I can't, put it that way. Let me ask you this. So out of those things, which one rings true with you the most right now? Is it not enough meetings, or is it work with an agency before we've overpromised and underdelivered? Let me ask you.
Not enough meetings, really.
Not enough meetings.
Definitely interested in if you're good at outbound cold outreach. That'd be
sure.
That'd be interesting.
In order to understand that, do you mind if I ask a few questions, see if it's worth us speaking further or not?
Sure, far away.
So when you say not enough meetings, could you give me an example of what that currently looks like to you in your world?
Yeah, I mean, we're in quite a specialised market. You're on my personal mobile, aren't you? Yeah. I don't know where you got this number from, actually, but yeah, I work for a company that works in digital forensics. So we've got a fairly specific target market, and yeah, we getting people to answer the phone these days is quite difficult, as I'm sure you know. And cold outreach, you need a proper organised marketing plan with multiple touch points in order to get any response at all. Is my experience. So yeah. We don't get many new meetings, put it that way.
Okay. So you're a specialised market. You're getting people to answer the phone is the kind of sticking point with your outreach, but you feel like it needs multiple touch points.
Yeah,
what have you done to try and get in front of people? What are you currently doing to try and get meetings in the diary?
I've only been with the company 6 months, so my focus has been kind of sorting the customer base out to start with, and I'm literally kind of putting plans together to go out on that sort of cold outreach sort of campaign. But I'd be interested in what sort of services you can offer and whether to take that to our marketing team and see how that would fit, because we're in a budget planning phase at the moment for April onwards.
Okay. So I'm happy to run you through that. Before I do, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
So before you were at this company, what were they doing to get in front of people? Or is that why you've been brought in, because it's been a bit of a challenge?
Yeah, I mean, the background is that they took a long time to get their software product to market, alienated quite a lot of customers in the process, and were the people who were running the team were significantly under-resourced. So new business wasn't really kind of on the agenda. It was trying to keep the customers and migrate customers to a new product.
Business. Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
So
yes.
that, I think we're stable with that. Now we're at a point where we've got a stable customer base. We've got a trickle of inquiries. It's like if we get one a fortnight from the website, that's as much as we get. And yeah, we need to grow. So we need to go into UK law enforcement, and we need to go into large organisations that have got their own digital forensics units within their organisations.
Okay. And can I ask, is the cold outreach the important part of the strategy that's going to help you grow? Is that the focus?
Yeah, I mean, my focus. The reason I was brought in was to grow the sales for our product, which is called Lima. It's a forensic case management solution. So that is my objective, my reason for being.
Okay. So Andy, I know you asked me, you'd be interested to know if I can help. Well, Yeah, you're probably not going to believe me if I told you I'm a one-man band telephone prospector, and I typically get invited in when businesses have cold outreach problems. They know they need to get in front of people, but it can be challenging to kick down the initial door. They're usually getting inquiries here and there, but they haven't quite cracked their initial cold outreach campaign to help them grow. I come in and actually plan that and do that for them. Let me ask you this. Based on this conversation, the questions I've asked and the answers I've given, do you believe an approach like this and cold calls like this could help you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, would you be against putting aside 30, 45 minutes for a conversation to explore this further?
No, I wouldn't be against that. I think it'd be good.
Brilliant. Have you got your calendar there?
Yes, I have. When are you thinking? Sometime next week?
Yeah, when would work for you next week? Thursday morning. Could do 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. 10 a.m. would be great. Sure. What email would you like? Just arranged to meet with a telephone prospector, are you? Or from a cold call?
No.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
No, I mean, so just to give you some background, Interfix is owned by a private equity.
Okay.
The bit that the equity group are most digital investigations.
Brilliant.
And that is also tasked with growing. So there's opportunity for you potentially if I would like first dibs on your services. So if you can do something with Lima, then and that works, then there's opportunity elsewhere in the group if it's productive.
Well, yeah, let's have a conversation first of all, see if we're right fit for each other, chew some fat, and let's try and walk before we can run. But I like the big plans and the blue sky thinking.
Okay.
All right, Andy.
I'll speak to you on Thursday at 10. Just ping us that invite and I'll accept it by return.
Brilliant. Good speaking. All the best.
All right, Joe. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Charlie. It's Joe. You're probably going to hate me for this. It's actually a sales call. I can hear the disappointment already. I'm not sure if you want to hang up or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
Well, at least you got a good sense of humour, so I'm going to entertain it for now.
Well, it's downhill from here then, isn't it? So I get invited in by MDs of software companies like yourself who have quite big plans to grow, but maybe recognise that new business is a bit of a bottleneck to growth. They maybe feel that they should be prospecting, kicking down doors and getting in front of people, but they can never really find the time to either pick up the phone, send out them emails, or do their marketing campaigns. And as a result, pipeline comes in peaks and troughs. Others say that if they're honest, there's just not quite enough new business meetings in the diary, which is making them fall behind to growth targets. And some finally just say I'm a cold, hard capitalist and there's a dream set of people I'd love to be in front of, but I'm not. But you're probably going to tell me life's stress-free and you couldn't take on another new client. I get the feeling.
So I'm going to pass you to a colleague. There you go. Go on, man.
You've done well to come across the desk. Just so you know, you've like made us all shut up and listen for more than 3 seconds.
Why
so
is that?
Go you. Well, just because we normally we'd have just laughed at you know. I'm sure you get. I don't mean to sound horrible, but I'm sure, Mr. Cold Caller Man, you get a lot of people laughing at you and putting the phone down.
Sounds like you guys use cold calling as office entertainment.
Occasionally, yeah. Sometimes, but can you just repeat that whole spiel again? Now I'm paying attention properly.
Sorry, your name is?
My name's Lexi.
Nice to meet you, Lexi. And out of interest, just so I'm on the same page, what's your role within?
CTO.
CCO. Brilliant.
CTO.
CTO. The tech lady. So
the tech lady.
I get invited in by small business owners like yourself who tell us that they maybe recognise new business is a bit of a bottleneck to growth, and they tend to say that there's a feeling they're not quite in front of enough new businesses as they'd like to be. In other words, not enough new business meetings in the diary. Others say that they know they should be picking up the phone and speaking with decision makers, but they can never really find the time to do that. And as a result, new business comes in peaks and troughs as and when it comes. But yeah, you might tell me as well that life's stress-free and you couldn't take on another new client.
It's a great pitch. I know he's got it written down because he read it exactly the same second time.
Believe it or not, that's in my head. I've done it this many bloody times.
Have you said it that many times?
No,
Do you go home at night and feel it in your sleep as well?
I've been doing this far
so
too long.
We definitely fit kind of into the second category where we're too busy to go in front of new. We should. We know that's where we fall down in finding new business, is that we don't have the capacity to do it. Does that make sense?
Okay, you're too busy with your current workload to really.
It's not that we're too busy with our. It's not that we're too busy with our current workload necessarily. It's that our current workload, we're not very good at prioritising. So we could take on new business, but we don't have the capacity to go hunting for it.
Okay, do you mind if I ask a question, Lexi?
Go for it.
When you say you're not good at prioritising, could you give me an example of what you mean exactly?
Just that we're so me and Charlie combined both do this. We're not a very big company.
Yep.
So, everybody wears every hat,
Okay.
And so we're spending a lot of time, doing all the technical stuff, doing the stuff that also needs to happen, but not necessarily following up on sales leads, but doing as many as we should be.
It sounds like you're spinning a lot of plates and putting quite a lot of hats on.
We are, yes. Yeah, we're wearing a lot of hats.
Can I ask a bit of a personal question?
Mm-hmm.
Because it sounds like you're doing quite well. Is it even an issue that you're not in front of enough people, or you can't find the time to do this?
So it's not don't get me wrong, everybody would like to be in front of more people, right? We're not on our, on the out if we're not, we're surviving. We could thrive if we got in front of more people, if that makes sense.
Okay. So it sounds like you're in a good place, but you're also quite ambitious, and it sounds like there's some level of ambition to grow and
yeah,
thrive.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Mind if I ask a couple more questions, Lexi?
Go for it.
What have you done to try and get in front of more people within your space?
We've done all sorts of things over the years. We've done trade shows. We've done, when you buy new business, like addresses and stuff. Mm-hmm. I can't think what that's called. We've done all the. There's a name for that kind of marketing, isn't there? Where you approach people when they open a new. It's like you buy a database of new business, don't you?
Okay.
I can't think what that's called. We've done we've done Facebook marketing. We've done the whole. We've done a lot of it. We're just not very good at persevering.
And you're not good at persevering because you've just got so much on your plate with your existing business.
Yeah, something else comes up and we do that instead, and then all of a sudden it's the end of the month and we've got no Facebook post scheduled, or whatever the case may be.
Okay, so it's not that those channels didn't work; they just maybe didn't get the time of the day that they needed in order for you to benefit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're not very good at following up, so we get a lot. It's the finding time to follow up as well.
Can I ask a bit of a strange question?
Mm-hmm.
How come you can't find the time to follow up? Is there any reason you couldn't just spend an hour a day or hour in the evening just sending some emails?
We do, but I think the problem is with what we sell, people like the hand holding when they're buying till systems, if that makes sense. Like people want people have normally been bitten by a competitor, they want something a bit more personal, they want, demos and people to go out, and then you're chasing businesses that work the same, you're trying to get hold of a fish and chip shop, they're as busy at the same time of day as we are. Do you know what I mean? They don't want to talk to you then, they want to talk to you at random times of the day or night.
Okay, so it sounds like
if you know what I mean.
Organised chaos.
Yeah, basically, but that's, I think, the whole hospitality industry, isn't it? I think as a whole. I think it's a common. I imagine I'm not the first we sell a lot to the hospitality industry, and I feel like organised chaos pretty much sums up the hospitality industry as a whole.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Lexi. When it comes to the new business side of things, fast forward 6-12 months from now, what would be an ideal outcome for you? What would be happening in your world that's not happening now with all, say, these leads? And
they'd be more regular. So at the moment we seem to go through we're mentally busy for 3 months. We running around and can't catch a breath with new leads, and that convert. And then the next 3 months, because we've been converting those ones, you kind of slump a bit, and then the cycle repeats, if that makes sense. So really, I'd like more consistent.
Okay. Sounds like it's peaks and trough cycles. You'd like to smooth out the curve.
Yeah.
Okay. And you might not believe me, as I say, I'm a phone monkey. If I told you I'm a one-man band, cold caller, this is what I do on behalf of my clients: pick up the phone and kick down doors and help smooth out that peaks and trough cycle. Let's pretend I could do that for you, and you sat down with me for half hour, 45 minutes, and by the end of it you genuinely believed it. Is there any reason you wouldn't entertain a conversation with myself?
No, not normally. I'd be like, yeah, no, we're okay, thanks. But you've caught my attention, and you caught Charlie's attention, which is,
Okay. What's different this time? We're the lowest of the low, us
You actually sound like you know a little bit like you're talking about. Oh, if that makes sense. Rather than, I'm reading exactly off the script and we're going to have no deviation.
Wow, the bar's that low.
It is, yeah, it is. We get a lot of sales calls of people, trying to sell us a variety of services, programmers, developers, salespeople. And yeah, the bar is pretty low, not going to lie.
Okay, well, have you got your diary there?
Yeah, my problem is that I'm literally just about to jet off for a 10-day holiday on Monday. I know, right? And you've got no hope of getting Charlie when I'm not here. Not going to lie. Just because he has to pick up all of my, slack, if that makes sense. So it'd have to be when I returned.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I don't want you to think she's kicking me well off the curb, which is the week of the 21st.
No, that's not a problem. I'm happy to
giving myself a few days to, catch up when I come back. Which I know is Easter Monday, isn't it? Exactly, yeah. So it'd be the week after Easter Monday.
Sounds good. What would you want to do maybe a bit towards the back end of that week then, Lexi?
Yeah, any day towards the back of that week is currently clear.
Wednesday 23rd or Thursday the 24th?
Yeah. I've got a meeting 10 to 11 on the 23rd, but other than that, we're good. And the 24th is currently blank.
Okay. What email do you want that sent to, Lexi? I'll drop you through
if you send it to Lexi...
Fantastic. And Lexi, how I typically position these calls, if by the end of it you genuinely feel like I can't help you, you wouldn't be uncomfortable in turning around and telling me no, would you?
No.
Brilliant. And likewise, I know I'm not for everyone. I'll have a number of questions for you. If by the end of that call I genuinely feel like I can't help you, you wouldn't be upset if I turn around and told you no, would you?
Say no, exactly. I'd rather have a clear, both of us walk away going, actually, yes, this could work, or actually, no, it couldn't. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant. Yeah, as I say, I'm a one-man band. I just sent you an email. It's joe@curiousidiot.co.uk. Should be a Zoom invite for the 24th at 3 p.m.
Yeah, that's just come through. Send the response now. Cool. And I will slap it in Charlie's calendar as well.
Fantastic.
He's
last question, Lexi. You're not going to hang up the phone and think, oh no, I've just arranged to meet with one of those annoying salespeople who constantly pester me throughout the day.
No, shockingly not on this one occasion. Normally, yes. On this one occasion, no. I'm intrigued to hear what you've got to say.
Brilliant. Well, have a lovely holiday and look forward to speaking on the 24th.
Cool. Speak to you on the 24th.
All the best, Lexi. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
One more proper conversation. Oh, hello, is that Nicola?
Hi, speaking.
Nicola, it's Joe. You're probably going to hate me for this. I'm sure you get hounded with them. It's actually a sales call, Tuesday evening.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
Not sure if you want to hang up or let me have 30 seconds. It's up to you.
No, go for it.
30 seconds. So I'm a one-man band telephone prospector. I get invited in by business owners who are growing nicely but have a few concerns on the new business side of things. They say, look, we're great when we get in front of people, but it can often be a challenge to kick down doors and get new appointments in the diary. Others have just worked with agencies before who have overpromised and underdelivered, and it's left a bit of a bad taste in their mouths. But you're probably going to tell me you don't relate to or recognise any of those, Nicola, I get the feeling. Life's stress-free.
No, you're on the money so far. Please continue.
On the money so far. Got it. So out of those two things, which one am I on the money with? Is it not enough meetings in the diary, or is it work with agencies who haven't done a very good job? Which one do you relate to or recognise?
Well, I think not enough meetings in the diary is probably the principal thing. And actually, to be fair, it's not that we've had bad experiences with agencies. It's that we are, because we're a startup ourselves, we actually haven't, and everything's bootstrapped. We haven't had the money to try stuff out properly. So, there's the sort of thing you're doing. I've spoken to an agency to do a trial of it, but I understand you obviously have to give these things time to see what happens. So, I think they were quoting something like, an initial minimum outlay of like 5k, and I think we'd know after maybe a couple of months how well it was going. And I'm not saying that's crazy expensive or whatever. It's just certainly at the time I was talking to them, it was like way too much money for us and what we could afford at that time. So, given it's an experiment.
At that time, have you gone back since?
I haven't. No, I sort of thought about it, and I think part of the reason I haven't is that we're trying a few other experiments which are a bit cheaper, and actually one of them's just fallen really flat on its face. So it's I'm glad that we didn't go all in on that sort of telesales experiment for that market, because one of our weaknesses is that we're trying to sell everything to everyone. So as you'd imagine, that makes it quite difficult to try and get third parties to help with, because we're not giving a very clear, target audience nor message. So
okay, got it. So it sounds like there's a lot of plates you're spinning in the business, Nick. I can tell you've got a lot of ideas. Can I ask a few questions, see if it's worth us speaking or not?
Yeah, sure.
So when you say what are these different experiments you've tried that maybe haven't gone well or have gone well? What sorts of things have you tried since speaking to that agency?
Well, we have migrated our cold email infrastructure in-house. So we have had some success historically with third-party, either bits of software or sort of managed solutions. We had some success, and actually we wanted to continue with that and bring it in-house. So that is something we're doing. But I think technically speaking, it's probably been a bit more. They've had more challenges, I think, than we'd anticipated, or maybe not necessarily more challenges, but less time to do it. So that's sort of in progress. But I think the main sort of experiments recently have been around attending different in-person events, having a stand and things like that. We're trying out different markets because we have clients in stockbroking. We've got like a national retailer, another retailer on our books. We've worked with loads of charities, all different sizes. So like really varied. So the question is like, well, which of the sectors are the right ones to go after? And is email better because it's really cost effective, or is it in-person stuff which costs more upfront, but maybe you ultimately probably get better. We've found we've got better ROI with it overall. So it's just trying to figure out where to spend the money. And we've gone for some cheap in-person events and some expensive ones, particularly because I fucked up and didn't read the contract properly, and then it cost more than we thought.
Nicola, can I ask a really strange question?
Yeah, go for it.
So you said at the beginning that you not enough meetings in the diary is what you recognise, but it sounds like you're doing a lot of work with a lot of clients in a lot of different markets. So I'm confused because it doesn't sound like you don't have enough meetings or enough clients.
Well, we're now a team of 9 of us. We're a sort of 2.5 years old team of 9 now. So I need a good pipeline, and at the moment it feels probably a little bit more chaotic. No, it's not that our operations are chaotic. I actually think we're probably, it always feels chaotic, but I think actually we're probably quite well organised. It's more just like I should be able to have unless someone tells me differently, but I'm assuming I should have a good pipeline of work so that I can forecast it out, and I can know that the 9 people that the 7 members of staff that I'm paying salaries for, I've got some confidence I'm going to be able to keep paying them over a period of time. Yeah, exactly. And actually, if you sort of forecast out, there's so many uncertainties. And one of the things that we do is we offer much shorter term contracts than most consultancies, I think, but also really short notice periods. So even the ones that seem like our longest one is going to take us to the end of the year, even if that's what the contract says, they also have 1 month notice period. So if they want to pull out, they can pull out. It'd be good to have a more stable pipeline, which means more meetings in the diary, basically.
Okay. Can I ask a bit of a blunt question?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is stopping you from having a good pipeline at the moment? Because it sounds like you're trying a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Probably, I think ultimately it's someone putting more focus on it, because my co-founder and I are doing everything, and our staff are all relatively junior, they're early career, so they need an awful lot of hand-holding on everything they're doing, which is fair enough. It's not a criticism, it's just a fact. We did toy last year with bringing on a marketing type resource who would be focused on marketing, some sort of outreach, maybe not necessarily sales, but that kind of thing, CRM management, all of that stuff. It didn't work well because why didn't it work well? It didn't work well, I think, because maybe we are looking in the wrong place or offering the wrong kind of thing for a marketing person. So I think maybe what works for data resource maybe doesn't necessarily translate brilliantly well in marketing. I don't know. I probably need to spend more time looking at that if I want to.
On top of everything else you've got to do.
Well, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult. So at the moment, we're just limping on by on our own.
So Nicola, what I've heard is that you're a bootstrap business, grown to 9 people. You've experimented with a lot of different ways to get new clients, some of which have worked, some haven't. As a result, you've acquired a lot of kind of a big array of different clients that you're doing consulting, different sectors, different sizes. But as you've kind of grown, you've maybe taken the eye off the ball with getting a good pipeline, as there's so much stuff going on in the business. So can I ask, have you closed your mind speaking to anyone that could perhaps help you get more pipeline?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't closed my mind to it at all. I think it's just most of the outreach in that respect comes through LinkedIn, and people are not based in the UK. And I think this is going to be quite an uphill battle, because I think some of the cultural aspects make a difference. I'm talking simultaneously to charities and investment banks. So I need someone probably that's got, you know, good cultural command of, like, you know, the sort of language and different types of characters and what their strengths and weaknesses are. So I feel like it's quite a hard ask what I would be looking for if I'm going to outsource anything.
Yeah, I mean, look, Nicola, I don't know at this stage if I definitely can help you, but I've helped a lot of people in your space who are sort of struggling to find the time to prospect themselves. They know they can get in front of people, but they can't do it. They know there's a lot of people they can go after, but they're not sure who are the best ones to go after. Let's pretend I could help you and you saw something and you genuinely believed it. Would you be against a 30-minute conversation with myself to explore it further?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I mean, what services do you actually offer? Or is it a complete range?
If I told you this is what I do, I'm a one-man band telephone prospector, what would you say? Would that put you off?
No, not really. I mean, I presume on that basis your commission rate is relatively high. Is that fair?
What do you mean, sorry?
Well, no, I was just interested. Like, do you tend to work on a sort of commission basis, or is it like a fixed monthly? How do you sort of normally price it? Just because you're a one-man band, I guess it's like you're that bit more exposed, aren't you, than if you work in an agency? So.
Yeah, would it put you off if it was a retainer taste-a-month period, first of all, where I call for you over a month period, and then if you like what you get after that, it's we could look to work together on a long-term basis, or if you don't like what you get, we leave it there after that month?
Yeah, at this point I'm sort of open. It's basically just down to ROI, isn't it? And one of the challenges is because we don't know if it'll work. It's really difficult probably for you to have a view whether it'll work, because, you know, ultimately we should in theory know our business and our clients. But.
Yeah, I mean, let me ask you this. I mean, based on this conversation, questions I've asked, the answers I've given, do you even believe this approach could work? I
definitely think it could. I think the problem is not. I mean, you've handled this call well, and I've no doubt your abilities are good. The problem is I don't know if what I'm selling. Well, I know because we've worked with a lot of customers. I know there is a market for it, but it's just really difficult, I suppose, to know if that translates well into being able to give you, you know, a defined set of not necessarily customers, but, you know, type of prospects to go and find. Yeah. And target with an offer. It's just really difficult to know if that is a good route, because a lot of our business has come through my, you know, professional network from 15 years ago, and I sort of, you know, go for coffee chats with people, and, you know, it's like really different, isn't it? Yeah. So it's just whether or not stuff translates well into the sort of work that you do. I don't know, but I'm certainly open to having a conversation about it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Let's choose some fat about it, and then if by the end of it either you or I decide it's not a fit, we can you can throw me out and you won't hear from me again. Is that fair?
Yeah, no problem. Can I just ask? Would next week or next week or later, would that be all right? Because I've got. So one of the speculative things, I've got a big conference I've got to stand at on Thursday. So this will be, it's actually not this is one of the cheapest things we're doing, surprisingly. But it'll be a big litmus test, I think.
I've got a wedding
it'll be
on Friday.
Interesting to know kind of how it goes.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Not your own wedding.
No, just a best friends. I've got mine later this year.
Oh, that's cool! Congratulations. So, like, sort of a dry run for you.
Yeah, we can see.
Have you got to do a speech
all
or anything?
The great things and all the things that kind of all the hurdles we'll run into. So, yeah, should be good fun. Cool. Have you got your calendar there? We can schedule some time and.
Yep. get my details from. And the reason I ask is not because I get loads of these calls as such. It's just that every now and then I do get a call to my mobile number, which always surprises me. 'Cause I think, well, how do they get that? But anyway, but they're always like decent. They're always like proper professional sales calls. So wherever my numbers are leaked out, it's at least gone to the right kind of database, I think.
Yeah, I use a platform called Cognizant. They've used their crafty dark
Oh,
arts,
okay.
crafty black magic to get hold of your number.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind because it's resulted in a partnership and like decent sales conversations so far. So I'm like, they can keep it.
Who was that decent conversation with? Was it someone that got you earlier?
No. These have been more like partners or suppliers,
okay.
more like that sort of thing. Not customers for us. But still, I don't know. It proves the point that clearly, I guess you're paying for Cognizant, and it's a good quality platform because I'm only getting good quality calls through. So
well, that's good to hear.
Seems to work out for me
hear.
anyway.
I'm sure they'll be happy to hear that. So okay, last thing from me then. I'll drop you through that invite shortly. On that call, I'll just have a number of questions for you. If I'm not convinced I can help you, you wouldn't be uncomfortable if I told you no, would you?
No.
And
I
you
mean,
sound
it
like
makes sense. There's no point us both wasting your time.
Yeah, you sound like a straight-up lady. I'm sure you have no issues telling me no, will you?
Absolutely not.
And then last thing, you're not going to hang up the phone and think, oh no, I've just arranged to meet with a telephone prospector and I'm going to be crying into my coffee 10 a.m. next week saying, oh no, I've been ghosted.
What? If I have any concerns, I'll just send you a meeting invite decline. But I mean, I think what would be useful is, I guess, if I look you up just to check you're not a complete weirdo before the call.
Shall I connect with you on LinkedIn and you can look me up? How does that sound?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Cool. And out of interest, do you see that? I think you're all comfortable with that, right? Because I feel like certainly Gen Z, they look everyone up online before they meet them, and I find it a little bit stalkery. It's okay for sales purpose, but I find it a bit stalkery in other contexts. But I think maybe I'm just old, so.
I mean, everyone has their own way. Everyone needs their own level of reassurance, right? It's each to their own.
Cool. Yeah, feel free to send me a connection request. I'll
Actually.
accept that and stalk you before the day.
All right, Nicola. Appreciate taking the call and look forward to speaking next week. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise. All right. Cheers. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.